Monday evening opening salvo of Outlaw Radio for this week, February 12th, 2024. I said the date just because I want you to know time is flying. It was just July. But welcome to the show. It's Outlaw Radio live from the basement. My name is Kevin Barnes. I am the mayor of Chocolate City, the militant with a microphone, the mouthpiece of the movement, aka the Negro Whisperer, known in some circles as the world class smartass, right? Mayor of Chocolate City. So, welcome to the show. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm sure the rest of the crew will be along shortly. If you cannot tell, I'm not alone. I got my co-host with me, my brother, Mr. Carter. How you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm all right. I'm all right. How y'all doing out there? Welcome to Outlaw Radio, where we talk that talk and we definitely walk that walk. Raising vibrations and elevating thought. Y'all better come on in. I'm trying to tell you I am the black woman lover, the black man's brother, the culture, teacher, hood healer, the ghetto witch doctor. Hey, mama! There go the CMOS, man!
Hey, give it up for black business. Give it up for black business. Try to start your own black business. And if you can't support somebody else's, there's nothing or no one coming to save us. This is going to be an inside job if it ever happens. So the main kind of revolution you should be interested in right now is economic revolution. You heard me say that. You hear us say that all the time. But man, I'm so happy to be here. I look forward, especially when I've been off. Like we were last on Wednesday. Shout out to Tierman Spencer, City Attorney Tierman Spencer, running again. We talked to the brother Michael S. Harper, who's running for County Comptroller. February 20th is primary day, I believe, even in the mayoral election. So know about it, man. Know about it if you still intend to participate in this game. Or you can just, say you're gonna live off the grid and not voice your concerns, and then don't complain. Sit back and enjoy the chaos and confusion that is the city of Milwaukee. Right. Right. So, but yeah, man, if you care, if you want a voice in what's going on, please, partake in some political action. I mean, you ain't got nothing else to do, right? Super Bowl over. Packers wasn't in it. Super Bowl, man. The Super Bowl. Come on. I found it hard to get excited about the Super Bowl. I found it, I found a lot of it just blah. But I'm gonna talk about that. Y'all need to know we're on Mondays and Wednesdays, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time until whenever we cut the machine off. And also you need to know there's a phone number associated with the show, which is 262-202-5131. 262-202-5131. So hit us up, man, or get in the chat room. I see Jeff already in the chat room. Jeff Crape. Shout out to Jeff Crape down in Houston. He said, "What's good, gents?" And he said, and F the pack, all about them Bears. I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you that you're all about the Bears. Y'all got to be some.
Your package on the way. I was waiting on one herb, man. I was waiting on one herb. It was on back order. So your package on the way, man.
Yeah, you got one coming from up this way too, because you got a couple hoodies.
Oh yeah,
shipping gonna kill me. I should have included that in your price. You might have to talk. Might have to talk. No. I'll get them to you. And anybody else, man, if you want to get down with the apparel, just hit me up. Inbox me. If you want the hoodies, t-shirts, or what have you, just hit me up. Just get in the chat room. I mean, get in my inbox. My name is actually Kevin Barnes. It says the Negro Whisperer, but Kevin Barnes is really my government name. So you go find me on Facebook. Speaking of that, a lot of our shows are archived on my personal page as well as the Outlaw Radio page. And then we have the People's News Network, in which you just see premium black news, any and everything that's pertinent to our state of being, right? In our frame of mind. So get with that. I gotta say, Kamar, how was your weekend?
Man, my weekend was great, man. My weekend was great. It was a beautiful weekend. Ain't nothing to complain about. You know what I'm saying? If I did, then nobody give a shit.
No, right? No one would care at all. You were right. Nobody would care, literally.
Right.
Yeah, I feel you.
It was good, man. It was good.
Okay. Mine was fairly smooth as well. I don't do much on the weekends. Shout out
Mm-hmm.
to Eddie Silas. I did get a chance to meet with Eddie. We're going to be doing Trigger Happy TV. I hadn't forgot about it, just some delays. So we were finalizing the details on that. So look out for that coming pretty soon. Ed Silas is the owner of Prolific Arms. It's on South 60th Street. You'll see a lot of promotions for that coming up. He does a lot of things. He does the carry and conceal permit trainings. He does safety trainings. He does security. And Eagle Eye Shaw, who's also he does the security, and right now he is actually doing firearms training classes. So all that's going to come together beautifully for us. When we start this show, is just look out for it. I can say I don't remember in my memory when there was ever a person of color who owned a gun shop, not only in Milwaukee but in Wisconsin. I told Ed, I said, you may be a pioneer in this. You may be the first black gun store owner. And he just said, you know what? And he has a partner too. So he's gonna bring his partner. It's gonna be a dope time, man. If you like firearms and that kind of sort, you'll need to watch this. This will be a lot of real information for us. Just like everything else we do. Rail, welcome to the show, my brother. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
What it do, real? All right, all right.
Man.
Yeah, we're excellent, man. How was your weekend?
It was busy, just working on this upstairs. Had to take my car around back to the mechanic. Hopefully they get it right for once and for all this time. And then we're gonna be all good.
Yeah, man, these cars is something else. I went to go get an oil change and it's supposed to be free. I still end up spending $100, right? Like, and it's like this is this is like big pharma, man. I'm gonna have to find me a secondary mechanic, bro. If it ain't something that'll avoid my warranty, come on, man. I get a light that says service airbag, and I asked him about it. He said, well, it's a sensor in the seat belt buckle. It's a sensor in the seat belt buckle. Yeah, that's the code we're getting, and it'll cost you $180 for us to figure out what it is. I'm cool. I'm gonna. I know I can't do it like all my old cars and take it, to the hood mechanic and be like, man, put this on here. But I'm gonna find a cheaper source, man. So I feel you on the auto thing, man. I'm telling you. The weekend. I mean, what was the biggest news was that it was Super Bowl weekend, right? And once again, I have a kind of like strange relationship with the NFL because I am still very, very upset about how they dealt with Colin Kaepernick, and the hypocrisy in it for me is the biggest problem. Is that you go after him and basically take his career, and then first of all, you had a white boy named Tim Tebow before him who was kneeling, and you thought it was cool. It was on T-shirts. It was for and then you add to it that right after he did that, the country goes crazy with the whole George Floyd mission. And now you got slogans saying erase racism and all this kind of stuff, and you're still very minimal in your hiring of black executives. So I have a very complicated relationship with the NFL. Now, the one thing about it is, from early as I can remember, my dad and I would sit on Sundays and watch the Packer game. It was kind of like what made me fall in love with football, right? And so I have not missed a Packer game in a very, very long time. I'm just telling you, it's in the double-digit years. And so I watched that. But the rest of it, I'm just kind of like, ah. And I see that there's movement that Jim Harbaugh is coming back to the NFL. So, he's going to do something for Colin Kaepernick. What surprises me the most is that I see a lot of black people saying, you took the money, so you shouldn't be allowed to play anymore. And I'm like, well, they owed him the money for railroading. I mean, they didn't give him a check to say he couldn't play anymore. So I see black people on that, and I'm like, what? We should all be supporting this brother. And I think the NFL players themselves let Colin Kaepernick down because eventually they all just went back to business as usual. So, but so the Super Bowl. Either one of you watched the Super Bowl?
Hey, kid. I'm one of the brothers that says he took the money, right? But
Okay.
I don't feel like he don't deserve a chance to play in the NFL.
Okay.
You know what I mean? When I say he took the money, to me, that's saying that, okay, I'm done protesting, y'all. I'm satisfied. I'm accepting a compromise. You know what I mean? And all the other players took it as such too, because they quit kneeling. Everybody else quit. They kept playing, and nobody else said nothing other. So I'm like, shit. If the players ain't gonna trip, I'm not fit to be on the outside. Like, if you in the fight, you don't want to fight, nigga. I ain't finna fight for you.
If I have a collusion case against a $100 billion corporation, and they've taken my livelihood and they've blackballed me, and I proved that they did it, and they said we'll write you a check. I didn't look at that as, well, I'm done protesting, because he's continued to do what he's done. I looked at it like they admitted their guilt. That's why they gave him the money. And so he had you ruined his career. You took his livelihood, so he deserved to get paid financially.
To understand the people who he's up against.
But that's why he took the money.
To pay him, you know what I mean? It's really saying, all right, we through with you. Peace. We'll holler. All right, be quiet. That's what they saying. That's how they always kick it, man. If they gonna pay a motherfucker, they gonna pay you to shut up. And we're not gonna pay you to shut up, but pay you to chill out. Leave them alone. You know what I mean? It's a severance fee.
But it wasn't, though.
Well, that's how they looked at it. That's how they looked at it, and that's how the rest of the NFL took it. The rest of the players, you know what I mean?
I don't believe that. I believe that they went back to.
If you don't want to fight,
they went back to their norm, and because it didn't affect them. So a lot of them were told directly by owners, "You bet not kneel. If your ass kneel, this what's gonna happen to you." And so they said, "Fuck that, Colin." But I don't see why it's a problem for him to get paid. Like, he should have gotten paid.
Right.
Now I don't know how much he got paid, but I hope it was worth it. Because
he definitely should have got paid, but I'm just saying to take the money, you have to. I'm just saying to take the money, you have to understand.
They took his livelihood. They destroyed his life.
Yeah,
and so if he never stopped protesting nothing. Like but
he knew he wasn't gonna play in the league no more.
I think he was hoping.
I'm just saying, man. You know what I mean? You have to know that if I'm suing you, it's your corporation. You know what I mean? And you pay me, nigga, I'm not finna expect for you to let me keep working there.
But it's wrong for them not to allow him to play.
Yeah.
And not enough black men have stood up against him. So I just think, like I said, my relationship with the NFL and how I see it, that's what I'm looking at. And that, along with many other injustices that they've committed over the years. So that's why I say I have a complicated relationship with him. I don't know. Some people might look at it like, oh, well, fuck, dude. I even heard one of my partners say, why should I care about a backup quarterback? All right. If that's how you feel. He said, you all good, boss. Y'all all good. He said, hit him up. This is Jeff Crape. Hit me up with the shipping. I got you. I don't even know how much it's going to cost yet because it's still being made. Actually, I tell everybody we make them here in the house. Ernest said, what it do, crew? Ewok, what it do, man? How you doing? Deion said, what the fuck going on? He said, fuck the Super Bowl. I didn't watch it. Some people feel that way. Like I said, man, sports is such a point of connection in our country for people. Like that's the only time you really gonna see black and white people, unless it's baseball, right, or golf. Black and white people will really get together and get behind some sports, or we'll be divided like a motherfucker about our opinion of it. Right? They got Pete Rose, we got Barry Bonds. Right? So and we don't agree in the middle. Rel, did you watch the Super Bowl? Okay.
No, I forgot it was Super Bowl Sunday, man. I was upstairs trying to finish painting that upstairs because I don't got no electricity upstairs, so I gotta finish everything before the sun go down and shit.
Thugging it out.
Yeah.
You know, people are so like the big deal is the halftime show. I didn't watch the halftime show, but it was Usher, right? And like Usher's popularity is exploding, and Usher has developed his reputation for, like, you know, violating other cats' woman in terms of, you know what I mean? Like, so, but I keep thinking in my head, like, wait, a couple years ago, didn't they say he had herpes? So I'm just like, whoa, this is an explosive situation, right?
And
So
really, man, I feel like it's more of an act too. You know what I mean? I feel like it's more of an act. You know what I mean? Because
okay,
like right after the Super Bowl, he proposed to his girlfriend.
right, Ingula Gagabuwa, his
They
girl,
say, you know, they say he did that or whatever.
right?
You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
still
cool.
pussy.
Yeah, cool.
Eh,
That's cool.
eh.
I'm just saying like that. And I see all the women like, ooh, I got to get these Usher tickets. I'm like, wait a minute. They said this brother had herpes. Yeah, it's just music, right? Okay. Well,
Yeah, they don't forgot.
yeah, how quickly they forget, just like they did Colin Kaepernick. Forgot about your ass, right? Jesse Paris, aka Shay and Kruma. Peace Outlaws, brother Shay and Kruma from the Mile High Income Migrant Flooded City. Revolutionary Agenda Shabaka's Black Experience in Hand. Shout out to y'all, man. Man, like I say, love the platform. Have a good time every time I'm over there. Ewok says, if you don't take the money, use a fool. If you expect to still be able to play, use a fool. I'm with you, Kamar, on that one. Well, like, okay, I understand what
And
Kamar's
I agree with
saying.
you, Kev. I agree with you too. Like he should be able to keep playing.
I understand what both of y'all saying, though. It's like, if they give you this money, these motherfuckers ain't never fucking with you again because you done
Right.
put them on Front Street and they had to pay you. But I just feel like he should have still been allowed to play. I guess when y'all say that to me, I understand it from a different perspective because I haven't really thought about. I'm just looking at the injustice of it. Why
Right.
he was fucking blackballed in the first place. But you say, okay, he took the money. So for them, that was kind of like, okay, go ahead, nigga. Go
Right.
ahead, get out.
I'm just looking at the politics of it all.
Yeah, I mean, it's different ways to look at it.
You know
I
what I
just
mean? Like I said, if I sue the company I work for, they ain't finna let me keep working there
even
after
if,
I
but
sue.
even if that's the case, it's still bullshit, right? And it's still bullshit pulled on a black man or half black man or whatever he is. I don't know if we separating them in 2024. I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, man, him, Usher, and like I said, Colin Kaepernick. I did the whole thing with Usher is just women like their reaction to Usher, and I'm just like, okay, I get it, but it's like I can't see him and not think about herpes. So I guess it's just like, damn, what's up with that? So shout out to y'all though, man. So I didn't see the halftime show. It's funny how Taylor Swift, the white girl, has come in and just kind of, she's taking over the NFL. I didn't even know who she was because I'm not really up on my white people like that, right? Of course, I had heard the name, and so I said Taylor Swift. I'm like, who is she? They're like, dude, she's like the most famous, and she sold all these records, and I'm like, I can't tell you one song, right? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who she is, man. And so, yeah, but she was there, and I felt like I didn't want her to get a Super Bowl. But Patrick Mahomes, a Super Bowl win, but Patrick Mahomes is half black, right? You know,
Yeah.
he's half black.
Hey, that's your out.
Yeah, he half black, right?
That's your out.
He's blackish, right? Like as my son went to see it with his friends. He came home and I'm like, who won? Because I think I watched the third quarter. I watched some of the second quarter, but I was moving around. Oh, and then I had to go, like I said, I went over on the south side to see Ed. So I didn't really even see it all. So yeah, man. Millions of dollars. What they say, $7 million for a 30-second commercial? Shit.
Hey,
Man.
I thought I felt like the commercials suck. I felt like that. I thought the halftime show sucked. I mean, I like Usher, but I just thought I done seen Usher do some shows before then, but I guess he's older now, and what I mean, he's probably a lot more into it. But I
Yeah.
just did, and then I saw on Facebook a lot of people were saying like people who didn't appreciate it is what they what was they call them as unappreciative or
Right.
something like that.
Ungrateful, right?
Ungrateful, yeah. I'm ungrateful because I didn't like the show. Well, I mean, I
Yeah.
liked it. I just thought he could have did better. You know what I mean?
His album, all the songs off his latest album, is jamming. Like I because I be hearing it when I'm riding my car, I hear it, right? Like the song with the uh probably ain't get what is it called? Name of it. Still Good. That's dope. The one with her is dope.
Mm-hmm.
Um some of it's tight.
Hey, I thought her spot on a halftime was dope. When she came out with the guitar, dog, she came out fly as a motherfucker with that guitar, dog. And then got down with it like Prince. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I gotta go watch it.
Fly.
Her is dope, man. She's dope. She's a dope artist, man. But yeah, so it's just I didn't see it. So maybe I should have. Let me catch the chat room. He said I called Cap, Kev. I don't this is Jeff. I'm sure he'll call in and tell me what he's talking about. Telly Nellum, what up, man? How you doing, man? Happy birthday, Telly. Happy birthday, man. One of my it's always a blessing when people who I've known for over 30 years from when I was a little kid are checking out the show, man. Shout out to you, man. I hope you had a good birthday, man. That's a good brother right there. Dion said we don't know his true intentions on Neil and F dude. Yeah, I mean, if you just want to say F everybody for the hell of it, I mean, yeah, why not? Fuck them. I don't know if we have to put on our tinfoil hats to talk about what his true intentions were. I don't, you know what I mean? Like I just thought it was a noble stand.
And hey, look, that could be a whole nother conversation.
It would be a whole other conversation.
You know what I mean?
You talking about that shit for like 5 years, like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. Ewok says they say he got herpes from Diddy. That's what they say. I like how Ewok backed out at the end and said, that's what they say. I can almost see his face. That's what they say. That's what I heard, right? He said halftime was weak. Okay, that was Telly. He said halftime was weak. Jesse said Kev is not a Swiftie. Me either. I can't stand Taylor Swift or her boyfriend Kelsey. It's not the ball. It's not the ball fade. Ball face, not the Kelsey cut. I think he meant it's the ball fade.
Yeah, man. They trying to say like that's his haircut or some shit.
Yeah.
Some more bullshit about
just like she was in the stands doing the swag surfing, and it was the white. I remember early when her and her girl, I guess I don't know who it was, maybe it's Patrick Mahomes' wife. I don't know because she's white too. But it was another white girl, and they had their little handshake, and they did it at a game. And I was like, that was the whitest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And so when they was doing the swag shit, the surfing shit, I was like, come on, man. Now he done invented the fade. Ain't that a bitch?
Man,
brothers can't have shit.
Can't have shit, dog.
Man. He said Mahomes' daddy is black, his mom is white. He's biracial or mixed. Yeah, he's mixed. His dad was a pro baseball player, right? And he got him Ice Queen. And you know what I'm saying? His dad is always lit, but now he just caught a DUI before the Super Bowl.
Damn.
But every time you would ever see him at the game, he would be lit. Like, I'm proud of my boy. Like, I know you is, bro. You lit up. Yeah, Jeff, that is Telly from the hood. I forgot you from the hood too. You know Telly. Shout out to Telly, man. Happy birthday, my brother. Tasha James said, just came across your high value post on here. Oh, Kamar, that was your post, the high value.
Yeah. I was taught. I said we need to put that to rest. We need to put that whole high value term to rest. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people got it fucked up. They don't even know what it means. You know what I mean? People think high value, that means you got a lot of money or you make a lot of money. You're a high value man or you're a high value woman. You know what I'm saying? And it's totally wrong. And motherfuckers arguing back and forth over that shit.
Aren't we too old to jump on trends? Like I don't see, I don't try to talk and speak and do the latest shit that I see on social media, like challenges and shit. Like I've never, that's just me. People say, well, you just an old crusty ass barbarian. And this might be true. It might have some value to it. But I've just never, so the whole high value, I don't even talk like that. High value, low value.
Right. You know what I mean? You
know,
got good morals or you don't.
Well, yeah, I mean, we just say you ain't shit and leave it at that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But I'm saying this is what you supposed to be basing it on. You know what I mean? Like ain't nobody looking at morals no more. Everything is financial. Or you know what I mean, what you got, like how black people look at it. You know what I'm saying? Success is with what we got or what we make. You know what I'm saying? And that's really not success. We got it all fucked up.
She says, this is Tasha James. She says, we can't be bought or sold. A lot of us can, my sister. A lot of us can. I mean, you got to look around. A lot of us got a price tag right on our forehead. Telly says, Jeff Crape, what it do?
Hey, man, Tasha out there in Africa, too. Tasha in Africa while she chiming in.
I thought she was traveling. I thought she had
was traveling.
Okay. Is that high value? Ball fade, not the Kelsey cut. There you go. I've been wearing a ball fade since 1988. I can't understand how this cat just invented it when he dated Taylor.
Is what high value?
I said what?
You
Who
said
actually?
is that high value?
Because she's in Africa. That's why I said. Is
Well,
that
I mean, I don't think it make you high value because you're in Africa, but what make you high value, like if you're a woman, you know what I mean? The values would make high value. What do you value as a woman? What's your morals? What's your moral code? You know what I mean? What do you stand on? What will you not let a man come into your life and do? You know what I'm saying? High value. It ain't about how much money you got or what you can do or where you can go. You know what I'm saying?
going to Africa is a flex, though? I was just trying to throw that
Yeah,
in.
it is. That's a dope flex.
It
You
was
know
a
what
play
I'm
on
saying?
words. I didn't know you was.
She's a good person. She's a high value person, and it ain't because of what she can do.
I didn't know Kamar was going to go scientist on me, real. He said, "Well, hold on. Let me tell you the parameters of the amplitude modulation over the multitude." Oh shit! I'm sorry, Professor Carter. I was trying to make a joke, man. That Craig says, "Man, fam, Telly, we missed the link up when you and said was in H Town. So Telly, you was in H Town, huh?" Ewok says, "How can they hate people they love so much? Everything we do, they love and steal it." Well, you think about the irony of the fact that they never said he had a fade when he dated the black girl, right? And it shows you how much when you talk about high value and low value that they didn't get a black girl. She was like Twitter famous because she was at the games. Now I understand people say Taylor Swift is a multi gazillionaire platform, platinum artist, right? I get it, but I'm just saying a lot of it has to do with her whiteness too. It's America clapping their hands saying, "Woo, we thought we was gonna lose another one to them niggas." Right. So shout out to the sister, wherever she at. They said she dating Patrick Mahomes' little brother now. I don't know. I don't get into internet gossip, but this is just shit I see when I'm scrolling through my feed. Erica Hunt, how you doing, my sister? Erica Hunt is out there. I see you doing it big with the taxes, the tax pro services. Yes, sir. Shout out to you. Or yes, ma'am. Shout out to you. Ewok, it says only females be talking that high value fantasy shit. Be having 4 baby daddies. Listen, how much?
They want a perfect brother.
Well,
Want a brother who been making all the right decisions his whole life and shit.
I see some craziness on the internet, Kamar, from some sisters, and I don't want to, like, I try to stay out of it because really I don't have a dog in the fight because I'm not out here. But I'm saying I see sisters who talk this and that about them and they worth and they all this kind of stuff, and their cars be gone out and they had to call a tow truck and all they needed was the battery boosted, right? And like so. I don't know if everybody can make that connection. Like in my head, I'm thinking, damn, baby, my car won't start. Let me go out here and see what's up. Oh, I turn the key. Depending on what happens, I think it might be your battery. Let me see if I can boost you off. Boom. There you go. No need for a tow truck. That's what's called having a man, right? Like it comes with having a man in the house with you. So whatever. I guess if you get you a stud, she could do the same thing. Like, let me go check your battery, baby. But I just, I see that conversation, the gender war shit makes no sense to me, right? And I don't understand why people don't understand it. Like both of you are a part of a whole, right? And you're not a whole until you're together, right? But the one thing you got to understand is how to play your part. I can't be over here telling you how to, play your part. I can't. That's micromanagement. You need to bring that with you. So, and I should be able to welcome it. So, yeah, man, it's crazy with the high value. I don't, and brothers too, man. Brothers too. He said, "Why call Cap? You were winning in a white environment. Did your color determine the DT? Your question? I don't understand what he's saying. Did my color had a lot to do. Listen, boy, the shit I went through when I played ball at a historically white college or university, a HWCU is what they call them. Absolutely, I went through a lot of adversity. It was always something. Always, and I'm not a smiley, happy Negro either. And I don't care about your fucking cat or your hamster. So that's not going to be a point of conversation when you walk up. So yes, I had a lot. It was a lot, and I probably would have got a lot more honors if I was more of an affable Negro, or if I was white, right? I mean, yeah, real talk. Fletch says, just like in boxing, they always looking for the great white hope in all phases of life. Give me a second, Jeff. Give me a second. Give me a second. Everett, my brother Everett Gransberry, I'm sorry, is in the chat room. He said, "Help me with this high value for self versus self worth." Yeah. What? Okay. High value versus self worth. Help me with it, because and this is when I would have to defer to Kamar, because I'm looking at that like it's almost one and the same, but I think the high value thing has become like a
I
or
think it's
my
I think
adjective.
it's all I think it's one and the same. I would say it's one and the same. Your self-worth. You know what I mean? Okay, your self-worth is your value, your self-value. You know what I mean? Now, is that high or low?
Well, you said self worth.
Just like that.
Well, it depends on where they are in terms of self worth.
That's what I'm saying.
Do you hold yourself? Do you think you have a
High or
high
low.
worth or a low worth? Right.
Right. So that's it. You know what I mean? It ain't no like that's why I said we can get rid of that term high value because motherfuckers talk like it's financial.
I think most people attribute it to that, or like we're talking about somebody who and when I would listen to y'all hero Kevin Samuels, I would hear him ask brothers.
Hey, you know what's one thing about Kevin
Hold on,
Samuels? He would ask brother was happily married.
He would ask brothers specific questions, and a lot of them were monetary, Kamar. Like, how much do you make a year? What kind of car do you drive?
Because
you own your home. Like, a lot of that's monetary.
Because he asked them that because that's what they was looking for. That's what they considered high value.
That's why everybody's jumping.
So now I'm gonna talk to you about this high value and what you consider high value, so you can look at yourself to see if you even worth that. That was his angle. But hey, like I said, that brother was happily married, and even after he died, we never heard his wife or nobody come out talking about he was a horrible husband or some shit like that.
Well, hold on. I thought he was divorced because he actually died in the room with a jump off, trying to add off some gas station Viagra. Yeah.
Well, shit. Well, blow me down. No pun intended. No, blow me down. No pun intended.
No, he was with like a prostitute or something. Like, y'all correct me. He was like in a hotel room with a jump off, and I thought it was a prostitute. And he had taken some fake Viagra. You know how brothers get them capsules from the gas station. This is what, and I'm guessing.
Is this shit real, or did some woman make this story up?
No, this is really how this brother passed away. Yeah, he wasn't happily married.
This ain't allegedly.
No. Rail, come on. That's why he laughing. Rail, like, yeah, well,
I thought they said she was a nurse, or
I bet you she was a nurse or dressed up like one.
Hey, was she the head nurse? Was she the head
nurse? I'm nurse got a body, right? Remember that, Omar? I'm nurse got a body, right? No, that's how he passed. So, but that's a good question, my brother Everett. You know what? I hear what Kamar's saying, because you oftentimes see, especially my sisters, she got a car, she's educated, she got a good job, she got a house. I'm a bad bitch, right? I get my hair done, I keep my nails done, I wear expensive bags, and just this high, you living up high, but it's monetary. And a lot of times there's holes in her, like emotionally or mentally, or even him, brothers too, because I don't want to just put it on women. Right. But they would say, I'm high value, I drive a Beamer, I'm an attorney, I have a nice $100,000 condo. I have friends who've gotten jobs that have turned into now I'm somebody because I got a job, I got a certain job, I make a certain amount of money. Now they'll tell you, yeah, now I'm doing better than you. Right, like you suck now because I make more money than you.
Hey, look now. See, to know that somebody would do something like that, you know what I mean? It really shows their character. It shows how high value they are, right? Like they moral capacity ain't shit. If you willing to shit on somebody who you think doing worse than you,
Some people
You
don't.
shook.
Some people have no reason, and I'm gonna be honest with you, especially people who have been able to have money for a while. They have no reason to invest in anything deeper than that. Like I'm like you know, say, yeah, fuck you fucking right. I drive a whatever. I live in what? This is what I do. I don't everything is top notch with me. They're not trying to think, you know, existentially. They're not trying to figure out any kind of spiritual. They might start doing yoga and Pilates, but they are just like, no, it is about the money. I know a lot of people who feel like it at the end of the day, y'all can shut up with all this fake hippie shit. It's about this money. If you ain't got it, shut up. I don't want to hear what you have to say. Right? They only listen to people who got money and cars and big houses. So he said, this is Jeff saying, did my color determine the DT I was? Well, the gifts that I was given as a black man, obviously, my genetic gifts that enabled me to really play. Yeah, color did have something to do with it. A lot of the anger that I'd acquired was because of how we were treated in this country and me seeing a lot of stuff growing up. So it gave me a place where my sanctuary where I could release that anger and not have to worry about getting arrested. So yeah, my color did have a lot to do with it. It drove me. Like, yeah. So Erica Hunt said, Erica the tax pro. Hold on, Jeff. Give me a second. We're gonna open up the line in a minute, y'all. Erica the tax pro, tax professional serving all 50 states, she said. Okay. Erica getting her free plug on. There you go.
There you go.
Jesse Parrish said he laughing at Ewok. Ewok is something else, man. Erica Hunt said my uncle showed me how to jump a car battery and kick out a windshield. Yeah, well, yeah, that's the influence of a man. There's a lot of sisters who say I can change my own tires and all that. Yeah, but usually a man showed you how to do it, baby. That's what I'm talking about. She said, listen, you can have a high worth and not be high value. There's a lot of people who got money who ain't shit.
Yeah, see, that's where the conversation, like, see, like, why would you even bring high worth in if we talking about high value? See what I'm saying? Like, people get the shit fucked up. Now it's turning into the whole financial thing again.
No, she said you can have a high worth and not be high value. She's
yeah. Right. Okay, I see what you're saying. I see it.
She's agreeing with you. She ain't shooting her.
No, we gonna blame it on you, Kev. You read it wrong.
There you go.
Yeah. It ain't her fault. It's your fault.
I take that blame. I will take that blame. I read it wrong. Not that you heard it wrong. Okay.
Right. Yeah. That too.
It says some got to give. Some got to give. My brother says you can't request high value without a high degree of self-worth. Yeah, like that's let me leave that up there. Because that's a profound statement, right? You looking for this big, you want this perfect person, this molded, beautiful piece of art, right? And you ain't even your own self-worth. You don't even care, like you don't see yourself. You got low self-esteem.
Could that be it right there, though, Kev? Could that be it? Like your self-worth? Could that be when you about yourself, how you feel about yourself, and the value is what you value? What's outside of you?
I feel like most people who are broken looking for some kind of shelter from the rain. I think broken people they do look for somebody who got everything so they can just come on in and ride. They ain't got to put in no work. They ain't got to stand strong. They don't have to contribute. All they got to do is sit up and look good. Say, all I got to do is press and dress. So I do think a lot of people, those kinds of people look for somebody to take care of them. That was that conversation that we were having when Rail was saying he realized he was giving off this energy of a provider. So what he started attracting was females who wanted to be taken care of, wanted to, give me some money, baby. Can you buy me this? And you all of a sudden like, how come I'm getting all these scallywags coming at me?
Scallywag.
I know, right? It's an old word, right? I should have said skeezers. I was gonna say skeezers, right? Really show my age. but yeah, that whole high, he started a storm with that, man.
I mean, yeah, you definitely got to understand your self-worth so that you can establish the proper boundaries. You know what I'm saying? I don't use the term high value, but I understand who and what I am. I understand that with rarity comes value, and I'm a very rare individual. So, but I don't use the term or even operate it to look down. I think the issue, a lot of times when people talk about how high value they are, they're trying to, excuse me, they're trying to, they basically have it as, what can you do for me? I'm a high value person.
Mm-hmm.
What do you bring to the table? Whereas that's the first fuck up of relationship. You don't get
Me,
into a
me, me,
relationship for
me,
what you can
me.
get out of it.
Yeah.
You get into a relationship because you understand what you bring to it.
Right.
So a lot of motherfuckers who out here looking for relationship, they looking for it for the wrong reason anyways. They looking for help.
Exactly.
They're looking for a stable fuck buddy, or they looking for somebody to distract themselves from the fuck ups of themselves.
I'm
Right.
Like
just no.
sometimes we use people to distract ourselves from ourselves.
You're right, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you this: what it comes down to is a lot of women are just looking for a man they can run, right? And they want a man who got some money that they can run. They want a man who got, a good job that they can run. I want to tell him what to do. I want it to be all about me. Fuck him. It's about do for me. Me, 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 me. And that's why they still single and alone. Because, most well developed and evolved brothers are like, nah, why would I bring that into my life? I'm not bringing that energy around me. Like,
Well, a lot,
too much.
a lot of times, I think in adulthood, a lot of motherfuckers are trying to supplement the energy that they didn't have as a child. Like whenever you hear that 50-50 conversation come into play, a lot of times
Get me started on that shit.
it's like a lot of women grow up and be.
Uh-oh, his microphone dropped. He'll be back. We got you back. You muted. You muted. You muted. You muted. He talking his ass off too. I gotta use sign language. He was muted. Rail, you with us, man? Yeah, we can't hear you. No, we can't hear you. Let me catch my chat room while Rail is getting his audio straight. Earl Henning said, "Great day, my brothers. How you doing, Earl? How you doing? Hope you're having a great week." Erica Hunt said, "You ninjas." It was Kamar. It wasn't me. Okay, but I tried to help you. I tried to set it straight. See, so you. She
Wasn't
said,
me, Erica. Wasn't me.
she said, when you hear a person who discusses how high value they are, they really hiding how they lack self worth. Is that true though? There's nothing wrong with a little confidence. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a person who's achieved some things. Say, hey man, I have no reason to accept anything less than the best. I've worked very hard, right, and all that. So I don't know if it's
I
wrong,
think it's something. I think it's something we should be keeping to ourselves and just looking for. Like if it's something you want, like that's just find that.
right?
You know what I mean? Find that type of person. You know what I mean? Because see, when it turned into arguments and shit, now it's like it's counter productive.
Yeah, if you pay attention to it, right? If you're listening to the peanut
You
gallery,
talking about building good relationships? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got to start learning how to build better people first.
my brother Everett says, "What good is a millionaire to you if they don't really have a solid system of self worth to go with it?" Yeah, well, we see it. We see the puffies. We see what's going on right now with people being exposed for extorting and really just doing crazy stuff to other people. Earl Henny said, "Bitch, now look at you." Bye. Erica said, "Being humble is part of having high worth." Um, you would hope, or I I don't know if humility. You got to think about the word humility too, though. You can't throw words around because humility don't mean meek. It doesn't mean weak. It just means that you're a person who tries to keep a even keel. You know what I'm saying? Like saying, I'm not the greatest thing going, but I am good. I'm worth something, but I'm not God. I have issues too. I'm human. To me, that's what humility is. It's not, you know, that don't mean I'm soft because I'm humble, right? A lot of people get that twisted and get their head twisted, busted. John Fletcher said high value is the new word for self-esteem. Okay. It's the new word for self-esteem, Kamar. Real, can you remember your train? Because I know Kamar sometimes when he loses, he say, Kev, I forgot. You remember where you was at?
Oh yeah, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah.
you much
Oh,
better.
okay, yeah, somebody called as I was on this thing. I don't know who it was, but anyway, I was just saying a lot of times it seemed like now adults are looking for a parental figure. You have grown men looking for a mama or a woman to wait on them hand and foot, and then you got grown women looking for a father figure to pay for their shit, take care of them. You know what I'm saying? Be they genie, but it all seems like it stems from a lot of times trying to supplement or substitute that some sort of energy that you may have been missing or absent.
Obviously, some is missing. All right. You know what? I'm from a way more simple time. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. We didn't have all these complications in the 90s, right? We really didn't. It was like you down? Yeah. Okay, let's
Right. Let's
you know
do
what
it.
I'm saying? Man, I'm checking you out, baby. I'm trying to fuck with you. For real? Yep. Or she said to you, like, what's happening? Let's when you ready to stop playing games, come get with me. Boom. There we go. We didn't have all these astronomical, astrological, anatomical, higher mathematics and all this when it comes to mates and all this shit. Our our chrysalises and our chakras have to line up so we can interlock and become a celestial being. It wasn't even that serious back then. And I wish we can go back to a time where we still spoke to each other. I think the problem is there's this middleman and nobody's talking about, and it's called his fucking computer. And now we have our conversations now via Facebook. There's no facial expressions, there's no body language, there's no nonverbal communication, all the things that make person to person communication unique, right? Now it's just okay, these words, and you interpret them how you want. And so I think that's taking an element, it's taking something from us, right? They say conversation rule a nation, not comment sections rule a nation. You know, when you stand and talk to, when you see a woman, all right, or females, if you see a brother and you say, man, dude, or she look, she look nice, man. I'm really feeling that. And you can walk up to her and start talking to her, and you can see in her eyes and her, like I said, her demeanor, how she carries herself. That kind of helps you start to understand, feel her a little bit more. If it's just, man, I seen your picture on Facebook. You don't even know what kind of filters. Yeah, man, motherfucker be catfishing you, all kinds of stuff. And so our communication is all fucked up as a result. People will say some jazzy shit to you on the internet that they would never say to you in real life. There are some people who are the most vocal people in the world on Facebook who are the most quiet people when they go anywhere. They got a whole page dedicated to your Instagram, everything. They be sitting in the corner. You never know it. Like, that's that motherfucker who be on Facebook. I've known some people who live a different lifestyle on Facebook than I'll be like, that's not even your life. I know you personally. Like, no, that's not you. So this internet thing has become a detriment, man. I said people that we internet dating. I'm like, how can that happen? How can you date somebody on you ain't never seen them in person, but we in a whole relationship? Come on, man. It's just it's a very weird time, man. It's a very weird time. And that's where we get all these crazy concepts about high value, and low vibes and high vibes and medium vibes. And I mean, I'm not saying there's not some truth to a lot of that stuff conceptually. I'm just saying you got people throwing that shit around now who don't know sheep shit from wild honey. They don't know what the fuck they talking about. I'm just saying, right? If you got a bad teacher, the whole lesson is corrupted, right? How motherfucker who don't know English gonna teach you English? You're guaranteed to flunk. Earl said grants and sponsorship, and y'all know what they are indeed looking for. Who are we talking about that was looking for that? You have to take me back in the conversation. That was a lot of words ago. She said facts, Kev, about dating communication. Andron Lane. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Andron, shout out to Andron. He said, yo to the guy. Yo to guys. That's what he said. Y'all read that for me because
What it do, Andron?
what up, man? What up? Now, let me do this. Let me open my phone line because people are calling, and I know they get pissed when I don't answer the phone. Shit gets crazy. Jeff, you were calling. Dion, you called. And so I don't want nobody saying, oh, why you answering for dude? Next person hit the line, is the call's getting answered. the next person hit the line is getting answered.
That phone swing first.
Right. Knock this off his shoulder if you bad. Right? That shit. He said self-worth is different from self-esteem. And this is Everett Gransberry. He said, in that self-esteem speaks to how you feel about yourself. Self-worth speaks to your values like integrity, honor, and trustworthiness. Let me see. She said, answer the phone, Kev. LOL. Yeah, that used to be. I'm glad Kamar can't hear the phone ring no more. Cause dude used to kill me with that shit. Answer the phone. Be like, man.
Man, did I win tickets? Did I win some tickets?
No, you won a speeding ticket, a parking ticket, right? What's going on, Dion? How you doing, man?
Man, what's happening, man? What's happening? I hear y'all talking some real good shit tonight. You know, I like Kevin Samuels. May he rest in peace, man. I really enjoyed that brother. That brother started making me, and you know, before, you know, I always had standards, but I started looking at it more. Now, for one, I'll tell you this: I'm a man. I like women. I like women that were born with vaginas and breasts, not that other stuff. So it's certain type of woman that I would like to date. I don't want to deal with a woman. I really don't like to deal with women with kids. I'm 46 years old. Your kids should be grown. But I don't want to deal with a woman with 4 or 5 kids that's grown, because that means she's going to have a lot of grandkids. It's supposed to be our time. You know, I don't want to come by the grandkids there. Like you talking about, you know, I plan to date, can't hang out with the grandkids. You know, so I look at high value as standards. I don't want to date a woman that smokes weed or drink. I don't smoke weed or drink, or she can't smoke cigarettes neither. I find it so unattractive when I see these grown-ass women on Facebook sitting up there rolling, spitting the tobacco out, you know, smoking weed. That's nothing sexy to me about that. You understand what I'm saying? We ain't going to even get into the perk heads and all that other type of stuff. You know, it's a standard on how you carry yourself. You know, I like a woman to wear a panty liner. You know, it'll get a little moist down there. They have a panty liner on. Keep your panties clean. You know, I like a woman to keep her house clean. I like a woman that, no, seriously though, I like a woman to keep her house clean. I like a woman that keeps herself up. It's really not about how. It's really not about how. What?
Time out.
What?
You like a woman who wears a panty liner?
Yes. If she don't wear panty liners, I don't want to fuck with her.
So is this a conversation when you first meet? When you say, you know, how you doing? What's your name? We sit down, we get to talk, and we vibe, and you say, so do you wear panty liners, or do you wait?
No. If we grown, I might be a can by her house, see her putting her clothes.
Oh, wow.
See her putting the panty liner on while she getting dressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we grown. You know, I've seen many vaginas and many women naked. So I know she ain't gonna be trying to hide. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so it's things like that, you know. Like you go by her house, you know, her bathroom got to be clean. Like when I go by anybody's house, this is the first thing I tell them. I said, make sure you got paper towels in the bathroom so I can wash my hands, and make sure you ain't got the Hershey squirts on your toilet. Because a lot of people, believe it or not, and I keep my toilet clean because I never know if somebody may pop over and use the bathroom. People go in there and shit. You go in there and lift because, you know, you lift the toilet up. It's shit all around the toilet.
Let me ask you a question. I hear you.
Yes.
I hear you on voicing your dating preferences, but
yes,
just consider we're talking about high value and low value. You were talking about Kevin Samuels.
It's standard.
Okay,
it's standard.
Okay, so we understand you have a very, very deep set of standards that you would require from a woman. Okay, because I don't use going in talking about shit on the toilet and all that, and I don't really didn't run into
You know that's
So okay, so high value. Now, do you have any habits that a woman could look at and say, I don't want a man who does that? Are you the perfect man?
I would, you know what? And no one's perfect. So I'll tell you about myself. I don't smoke. A woman won't like me because, for one, she'll be like, you just like a woman. You always nagging and bitching, and you nitpicky, and you like this, and you like that. So that might be a turnoff to a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, like a man, he always nitpicking. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to make sure my shoe game up the part, my drawers. I keep a white beater on, cologne, the lotion. You know what I'm saying? Because I look at myself like a walking billboard. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm out here trying to sell a product, and I'm the product. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm going to make sure that when a woman see me, regardless if she don't speak, I'm like,
you sound like you're calling yourself a prostitute. Like you the product. You the product.
Right. I ain't gonna say all that though, but you know what I mean, you know. And then another thing, I'm gonna tell you this, right? the reason white people are so fascinated with Taylor Swift, because Taylor Swift is the perfect example of an Aryan woman. She's white, for one, blonde hair with blue eyes. She's the perfect example of an Aryan woman. A lot of people be thinking, oh, it's her music, is that. No, it's her imagery.
Okay.
It's her. Why do you think they was in love with Marilyn Monroe so much? And I don't think Marilyn Monroe has the blue eyes. But if you look at Taylor Swift, if you've seen the image of Taylor Swift, because I'm like you, I can't tell you none of her songs neither.
Okay.
You know, but when I looked at her and I looked at her image, I said, that is the perfect example of an Aryan woman. Because, you know, Hitler, if you didn't have a certain genetic look about yourself with the blonde hair and the blue eyes, he didn't care what it was. He was killing. You know, like, because that's what he wanted. So when you look at Taylor Swift,
and
that's what she's the example of.
I don't think he had blonde hair or blue eyes himself, so that's what makes it crazy.
I don't know. Yeah, no, he didn't. But that's what he wanted, though.
Right.
That's what he wanted. He wanted a blonde hair, blue eye nation. And then what else I was about to say? Well, that's really about it for now, I guess, because you guys talking about the high value. And I don't think ain't nothing happening in the city for us to too much talk about or elaborate on. I probably have to listen.
No, it's a lot going on in the city. A lot.
But you know what, no, Cam, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I be so like deep off into my own world, bro. I just go to work and come home. You know what I'm saying? Like, just go to work and come home. Like yesterday, I came outside because I've been sick all week. I caught some shit because, you know, I work at the school. And them little motherfuckers at that school, man, I don't know what they be having. But I'm a grown man, and whatever them kids got, it be fucking me up. So I was sick like all last weekend and the weekend. It really was coming down on me. You know what I'm saying? So I left yesterday to go get me some narcotics. You know, not drugs, but some, you know, some medicine to self-medicate myself in the house. Calls and some Theraflu and stuff.
Some drugs.
So when I pulled out on 76th Street.
You ain't got drugs.
So when I pulled out on 76th Street, I seen that somebody had a crash right there by the Dollar General, because I stay on, you know, around the corner from Madison. So I see somebody, I'm like, damn. You know, and I got to thinking, like, I see why certain businesses don't want to be in our community, because think about it. You own a Dollar General franchise or whatever, but just say you general manager. So now you got to report this to corporate. Corporate like, well, fuck, this is the fourth sign in less than a year. There's some fuckers around here ran into it, too up. Like, you know, it's not cost effective. You know, then you got people spilling out the store. So pretty soon they're like, hey, it's not really cost effective for us to have this Dollar General over there on 76. Let's pull it. Boom. Now it's an abandoned store there. Niggas ain't got nowhere to go get their little soaps and, you know, stuff to go to the laundromat across the street. I don't know, man. Sometimes, you know, I don't like the attack us, because I understand we endure it so much and we still enduring it. But I don't know, man. Like you say, sometimes we got to get it together, you know? So I don't know, but I'm about to hang up and finish listening. As always, I love you niggas, man. For real, y'all my niggas. Well, what's her name? Francois? Why she ain't on here tonight?
I don't know. I do not know. I'm not. I don't manage her. You know.
Yeah, she'll probably pop up.
Yeah.
Like, hello guys. Tell that Sean, if you listening, bro, what's up? What up, my nigga Joey? Man, Joe, I'm mad at Joe, man. That nigga ain't called me. He don't chop it up with this guy no more than nothing. I don't know what's going on with it, man. But yeah.
I don't know.
So, like I said, I'm gonna get up out of here. I know you don't know, Kev.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know you don't know, Kev.
I haven't spoken.
What's going on with you? How you been, though?
I'm good. I'm waiting on you to hang out.
I heard you talking about you went out to the south side and shit. I'm like, my nigga, Kev. Well, you be taking risk out there, don't you, boy?
No, I went to a gun store.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't do that though.
Yeah, right.
Hey, I'm gonna inbox you my whole name and everything, bro. I ain't forgot about that letter, because I'm ready to try to do this party. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we'll be able to go to the gun range together. You know, I'm gonna go buy something big or something stupid just to be like,
okay.
But it's not like.
All right, man.
All right, I'm gonna let y'all go, man. Love y'all, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Peace and love. Hey, let me see who's in the chat. Earl Henny said your woman living in 53206. He said $40 girl sound like. Once again, I'm from a different era. Like I'm not of this new kind of, you know, thing. Like I've been gone from the streets for a long time. So but to me it would always be the traditional way. I wouldn't want to meet a female just online. Like, and People want to where the women at? You think going to the club? Well, no, that's the wrong place to go looking for a girl, right? If it happens, it happens, but you don't go there looking for a girl. Normally, a grocery store or somewhere random, is the best place where you say, hey, how you doing? Boom, there you go. It started something great. So, you know, say looking for love in all the wrong places. Um, I did want to talk about this whole Mike Epps thing with Shannon Sharp. Mike Mike came out and said Shannon Sharp was gay, told him he looked like Medea, and he said he had turned down the interview because he didn't want Shay Shay looking at his balls. And he just launched his. He was doing his show, man. We have lost sight of what comedians are and what they do, right? Shannon Sharp comes back like, "Yo, when I see you, I'm gonna be to see you. Like I'm gonna do something to you. Like I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna see if you about this life and this kind of thing." And so Mike Epps comes back and says, "Yeah, well, you gonna see me at the All-Star game in Indianapolis, my hometown. I'm gonna be there. Pull up on me." And Mike Epps says, "And I want you to know how you talking about beating me up. I don't do too much fighting nowadays. I ain't doing too much fighting. So you go ahead and think about that." I'm like, for real? Like this is where we at now. And brothers is 50 plus, right? And then you got Monique. And I'm sorry, y'all. I get people wanna like Monique because we want to cheer for the sisters, right? We want we want Monique to get all black women to get their justice, right? But Monique is supposed to be a comedian, correct? When is she gonna start telling jokes again? Like she came out on the Cat Williams joint. People gave her a standing ovation, and she starts to say the same thing she's been saying about Tyler Perry and Oprah. Oh, I apologize because I told them to suck my whatever. They need to lick the balls that come with it. And I'm like, that's not a joke. And then she just starts talking about how people have done her wrong in these long diatribes about how you have to fight back and stand for yourself, which I totally get. But this is a comedy show. This is not funny. It's not funny. I don't is the word bitch funny because you said I'm the type of bitch that's not funny to me. And so I'm like, when you gonna get back to the comedy? I and when I see DL Hewley and her going back, it's like comedy beef is we never would have thought this a month ago that comedy when Cat Williams came on there and did what he did, you didn't think now we would be at this point with Terrence Judge Mathis is chiming in, telling the comics, stop doing each other like that, and it's embarrassing us. What killed me about Terrence Mathis was saying was you don't see, and I hear a lot of people say this, man, rappers beat each other up, man, comedians diss each other. You don't see that in them white folks art forms. First of all, that's not true. There's white artists who beef tremendously, right? And you don't know all the stories. I can't say the whole Tupac Biggie thing happened to them like it happened to us. But why do we continue to define ourselves by their standard of quality? Who gives a shit if they don't do it? Who cares? You don't see the white comedians beefing? They beef all the time. Fucking what's the man Ted who's on the radio forever? The big Howard Stern. He's just shit on people every week. Millions of beefs. Other comedians. But black people always, we don't see them doing that. So why do we always got to drive what we do by what they do? It just pisses me off. It just pisses me off. Tyson Gassi in the chat room, she said, I like $40 hollers. Kamar, I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'm gonna let you you go ahead with that.
That's an inside joke.
That's what I said. That's why I said I'm gonna leave it alone. That's why I said I'm gonna leave it alone. He said Home Depot. Jeff Crape said, Kev, that's what I said. She said, you niggas scratching my head at Mike and Sharp's situation. Listen, like I said, I get it. This is the era of the truth teller. Keep it real. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Yeah, we talking about, hey, we got gatekeepers, and some of them look like us, and they're a bigger threat than the white people sometimes. All this kind of stuff. And I get it. But keep it for what it is. So I said that to say, when there was beef in hip hop, there was no problem as long as the diss songs were good, right? Like people remember Ether. People remember No Vaseline, Dollars and Cents, right? Hit them up. Why? Because they were great songs. It wasn't even about the sensationalism of them insulting each other. It was like, dog, that shit sounds good. That's a groove. Now cats make songs and they diss each other, and you don't even know it was a diss. They have to say after the song, yeah, that was a diss for so and so and so, because all the music sounds the same. So I say with comedy, if it's beef, that's fine, but keep the comedy shit coming. I'd be highly disappointed if I paid $200 for a Monique show and all she did was get up there and talk about DL Hughley and Tyler Perry and Oprah for an hour and then be like, all right, sweet babies, y'all have a good night. I'll be like, I want my fucking money back. You ain't said one joke. So people just root for bullshit. Like they cheering like, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. But she's not funny at this point. She's not funny. And I think what DL Hughley said had a lot of truth to it when he says, you came after my family. I watched her try to tap dance around there saying, she says, I feel sorry for his wife. It must be hard to go down on a coward. And he says, like, when you said that, like you said, I'm a coward. And then she came back and said, I never said nothing about your wife. That was directed at you. You said you feel sorry for his wife. She said, I never said that. That was an insult. I'm like, this chick is delusional, man. So, have y'all been keeping up with this comedy shit at all? Like, I know a lot of it at this point.
I've been watching it.
Right.
Yeah, I've been watching all that shit.
Shout out to Willie D. Willie D getting everybody on his
Yeah.
Willie D killing them, right? Yeah, but this beef, Kamara, it's just like, it's like even in what you do, there's beef.
I think you know what I mean. It's just is really just the face value, right? Like you got some comedians that saying that they ain't finna stand for certain shit, and and it's a bunch of them that's saying, "Look, man, quit airing my business out here. Leave me out, keep me out your mouth."
Right.
Type shit. You know what I mean? I ain't saying you lying, but just quit talking about me.
Right. Why you talking about me?
You know what I'm saying? And it's a thin line when you start talking like that. It's a thin line to where it sounds like on one end it can sound like it's hating. You know what I mean? On the other end, you could sound bitter. You could sound, you know what I mean? Or you could sound like you telling the truth about certain shit. Well, and I think the way our community is set up, we love to hear shit. We love to gossip. You know what I mean? And that's why it's really, you know what I mean, catching so much traction.
We love it. We love it. Right? Like I said about the rap disc, we talk about it now. Hey, East Coast, West Coast was bad, but I was buying all them records. I wanted to hear the shit. I was like, man, as long as the songs kept getting better, I was like, I'm with this shit. You don't think nobody gonna get killed. Ewok says Judge Mathis went off on Wendy Williams. He's a hypocrite. And Wendy Williams was putting some stuff out here on Joe Mathis, right? She was really putting some hot shit out on him, like really accusing him of a lot of things. I saw that interview. It's on YouTube. He did let her have it. I always felt Wendy Williams was just too messy, though. It's sad to see her in the state she's in now, but I just felt like she was just too messy. I feel like if you're messy to that degree, it's gonna come back and bite you in your ass. I just feel that way. You know what I mean? So yeah, but yeah, he did. He went off on her. He checked her really like, man. I was like, damn, he came up off the courtroom, out the courtroom for that. Dion said he got $40. I bet you do, Dion.
Sometimes them checkers be warranted, man.
Exactly. Yes, Kamar. There we go. Because sometimes enough is enough, right? Right.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I mean? Like everybody get out of place sometime.
Yeah, and we just did a show about respect.
Yeah.
We just did a show about respect, say, man, eventually some got to give. Like, bro, hold on, man. I mean, how many of us have ever come to a situation where you just had to say, well, hold on, man, wait a minute. Hey, man, let's get something straight. Like, where you literally had to say, pause, nigga. Let's get an understanding right here. This shit ain't no longer gonna continue like this, right? And whereas you may have had a job where it was just, you said, look, either y'all gonna do this or I'm just gonna go get another job, right? And just leave. I done walked off a job before. Like, I'm cool, man. Y'all can have this shit. Enough is enough. But then, once again, this is all entertainment. I think we lose sight of that because it seems so real. And some of this shit is personal. I do believe there's personal issues. But now you just got people running to a mic and a camera just to say, let me tell you what this motherfucker did. Right? Let me catch the chat room. Everett Gransberry says, do any of you remember the term don't air your dirty laundry in the streets? We're doing a lot of this stuff lately. It seems to be that era, right? Right? Where, you know, what Scarface said on my block, what's going on in this house, staying here, comprendi? Right?
I think with certain shit that's true. You know what I mean? Like, cause look, I feel like it's some points Monique make that I think is real. She got some valid points. You know what I mean? There's some actual receipts for. You know what I mean? Like you talk about how like they underpaid black women and shit. And
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like it's certain stuff that need to be talked about, need to be said. You know what I mean? It's warranted to be said. So shit can get right.
She stood on her own with the Netflix thing, and even on here, I was saying, you know, we talking about $500,000, but they settled out of court with her, and then gave her a special. I never seen. Did anybody watch the special? I never seen the special. I'm sorry.
I did. She said I watched it. I watched the special.
Was it funny?
Well, yeah, it was some funny parts in it. You know what I mean? And she said some real shit too.
You know what? I did watch it because that's when she said she was a lesbian or something like that, or she wanted to be a lesbian or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, her and her husband went that route.
Yeah. Okay.
They tried it.
She insulted her mother or somebody like that. Like it was. Yeah, I do remember that special. It wasn't that funny though. But I mean, with all the hype, you'd have thought.
I don't think she, and I don't think she was really trying to be too funny. You know what I mean? I think she was just really trying to air shit out, airing out receipts. Like she was talking about, like the Tyler Perry situation. You know what I mean? How she recorded the conversation with her and Tyler Perry when Tyler Perry was like, "Look, Monique, I'm sorry. You're right. I did cost your family millions. You know what I'm saying? I did do that." And motherfuckers at her like, "Oh, you out of order. You shouldn't have recorded Tyler Perry. That was out of order. You out of line." Never mind the fact that he just admitted to the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And it was just different shit that she was talking about. That's why I said I don't know if it was supposed to be so funny, but she did have some jokes in there that was funny.
I just don't think she's funny.
Or maybe they wasn't jokes. She talked about some real life shit and made it funny.
What I seen her do on the Cat Williams tour was what she did in Detroit against D.L. Hughley years ago. It was literally the same thing where she just it's not comedy to me, Kamar. And I like the fact that you say, Kev, there was some jokes. When I'm biased about something, sometimes I can't see the forest for the trees. So I don't really think she's funny already. And so I'm quick to be like, "Man, shit ain't right." You know what I'm saying? That wasn't no joke. And it might have been her home run hitter. Erica Hunt said, "I keep up with it, but it's not leading to change." And I agree with you. It's not funny. Vince Tony, been a while, my brother. We got to puff some stogies, man. Can't wait till the weather get warm. Sit back and sip on some good wine. How you doing, my brother? Erica Hunt said Wendy Williams made a lot of money being very messy, and she says she has none now, which is strange to me. What happened to your bread? What happened? I don't know. What happened to your money? I stopped watching her show just because I'm a person. I don't like real like messy shit, right? I like, we all talk, right? But I don't like a bunch of different static all the time. Every day it's always something. It's always something. That kind of shit makes me say I'm gonna fall back. I don't rock with that. So I stopped watching her show a long time ago. Erica said I had one of them conversations today about my respect. See, if you listen to that show on Outlaw Radio, we kind of laid it out on, hey man, sometimes you can just ignore it. Like we all have a filter. We all say, I got to get through this day. I'm not gonna let little shit push me off the edge. But then sometimes you got to say, man, hold on, man, hold on, hold on. Like let's stop this right here. There you go. That's Ewok. That's that Scarface. He said if you told Miss Hattie, she wouldn't told Gladys. And when Porgy Mama heard it, she put it all on the wire. And when the shit got back, they set your ass on fire. My mama sure would tear your ass up for telling her business. What you doing over there telling so and so and so? I mean, you finna get your ass whooped. Ewok said Wendy gay ex-husband got that divorce money. I thought he was broke now too. And I don't know that he was gay because he had a side chick that he had a baby by. I don't know. See, that's what I'm saying. This shit gets, when you start being messy, it just don't stop, man.
You probably just didn't like Wendy.
I mean, did you see Wendy? Especially after she had all this. The crazy part is when she was a big girl, she didn't look bad. But after the surgery, it was like, what in the, why? Why would you do that? I don't understand the surgery thing. And the whole BBL thing. I don't want to speak for all brothers, right? I don't. But
speak for most of us one time. Let me see what you're gonna say.
most of us don't like the funny shaped fake booty.
See, right? Thank you. I know what you was finna say.
Yeah, no. And I once again, I'm a pro-lifer. I'm a pro-choice. I'm about pro-choice, I should say. I don't believe we should dictate to women what to do with their bodies. We should let them be women and let women be women right? But when you come to fake the booty, the square booty and the big fake breasts and the lips and you start tucking your face, I'm sitting here like, why are you like, that's not attractive to me.
I think if women care what men think, you know what I mean, it matters what we say. If they care what we think,
right.
Like, if you care what we tell you we like, you know what I'm saying? I think that should make a difference. Because see, now you talked about men. Okay, men get these women with all this fake shit, fake hair, fake eyes, fake ass, fake smile, all that shit, fake everything. You know what I mean? And then they get to the point, like when you really get to know them, you find you don't really like them. You know what I mean? Like I every day you got to have all this whole hookup on for the rest of our life. You know what I mean? In order for me to enjoy it. So if I'm telling you now, I don't like it. You know what I mean? Like, and you got the majority of men telling you, look, nobody ever said you should go get you some real long eyelashes and then you'll be the shit.
Oh my
you know
God.
what I'm saying? Nobody ever said that. Niggas don't care. Niggas will go fuck a box body woman. You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't care. You know what I mean?
I would agree. I've never been with the homies and we were somewhere and a brother said, man, I would have hollered at her, but her eyelashes just wasn't long enough. I don't understand the eyelash fad. I don't, but I'm not a woman either. And so that's a woman might say, well, it ain't for you to understand it. Cool. That's cool. But sometimes I'm just like, well, that's just ridiculous. I feel like you're making a mockery of yourself. Like you know, and when you're doing too much, when you overdoing it, it's obvious and apparent. When you're forcing it, it's obvious. That's why I say most brothers don't like all of the, you know, it's like, dude, why she do that to herself? Like, and don't get me wrong. If a woman says, Kevin, I'm not doing this for you. And like my wife wants to say, well, I'm not doing this for you. I'm gonna go and get some surgery done because for me, this is how I want to be. My first thing would be to say to her, look, first of all, I feel like you look fine. I'm happy with how you look. You don't have to do any of this with the hopes of being more attractive to me, right? So I think it's important for a man to let his woman know that. And then if she says she wants to do it, it's her right. Let her go do it, you know? But, and also this is a health hazard. I'm sorry. A health hazard.
Women been dying under that knife.
Yes. They said the BBL is like one of the most high risk surgeries you can have. And so it's like people are killing themselves to look a certain way. It's just not worth it. Right? Like, you know, you got to get cool with it. There we go. Self-worth, self-esteem, self-perception, self-image. Notice they all got self attached to them. Ewok said Wendy looked like a possum. She didn't look, she looked very strange. And I don't know what she was aimed to. Like, do they show you a picture before you have surgery and be like in the barbershop, they got the 1, the 2, the 3. Do they have like different faces where you like, let me get to 5? And then, all right. Because I look at Lil' Kim. It's almost tragic to see a picture of little Kim, an old picture. And one, I'm not going to say, because I don't believe saying, well, she ugly now. I'm just saying she was fine before. Now she looks a little like different. Like she's like, it's like, what? I don't get the look.
She looked like a fat chipmunk now.
I don't. Is that what that is? I don't.
I feel like.
It's just a very kind of strange thing. Like what? That's what I'm saying. What number did she pick? Did she say, "Well, give me the 7 and then put the 2 with it"?
And an extra 3, a little extra of the
Right,
3.
like you do know you mixing 3 different styles, right? Like, I don't know, man. But I don't know what goes on for a person internally who's, sometimes people are aspiring to something that I can't even comprehend. I don't understand the pursuit of celebrity. And she has been a celebrity for a very long time. So maybe sometimes that pressure to be able to keep up and stay relevant, but you end up fucking up. Like, remember Vivica Fox had surgery and it was like, dude, Vivica Fox, when we was young, it's like she was women age. And I guess some of them in Hollywood, they feel like I can't, I can't really stay working.
They got to keep up. They got to keep up with their career too. You know what I'm saying? When they become actresses, you got younger actresses coming in, getting the new roles. You know what I'm saying? So in order to stop from phasing out, they want to try to prolong that youth.
Got you.
That's where I think that shit come from.
It's a career, but you end up looking weird though.
Yeah.
You end up now you're gonna get less jobs because you out here looking like a scarecrow. Like nobody wants to see that. I mean, people say all they want about Michael Jackson. Around about 1988, after we hadn't seen Michael Jackson since Thriller, and when you seen him again, everybody said, "What the fuck happened to Michael?" And after that, it just got weirder and weirder. And the music aside, his talent aside, his legacy aside, after that, it just got weirder and weirder. Because then you fucked around, got to the 90s, and he showed up. We was like, whoa. What? You put his pictures side by side. It's like, dude, it's that whole drive for that. Man, I'm glad I'm not afflicted by that. Erica says, I'm happy I have a lot of self-worth and never fell victim to the BBL trend. I'm not knocking sisters who get BBLs. I'm not. I'm just saying, me personally, as a man, a lot of times I look at pictures on the internet or on watching movies, and I'm like, well, that don't look real. That's not appealing. Like, that's not even, most brothers be like, nah, man, I'm cool on that, man. But women still do it. And some of them say they do it for themselves, which is fine.
Well, then I feel like if you're doing it for yourself, you don't feel like you look good enough. You don't like what you don't appreciate yourself enough. Like it's however you look at it, I feel like it's a testament to how you look at yourself.
Yeah, I think it comes down to positive reinforcement. I think as the man, if you have your woman wants to do it, you have to consistently keep reminding her, you don't have to do this, and I don't want you to do this. And I really think if you feel like there's a real pressing need for you to do it, maybe we need to go and talk to somebody, right? Because that's a serious thing. No, I mean, like you could die. Look at DC Young Fly. What he had, 2 kids, three kids and they were young. And she goes and had these, and they go out of the country to do it. Like, I went to South America and got my booty done. I went to Mexico and got my chin done. I'm cool, man. I would just be looking funny if that's just what it come down to. He walks, says, I done fucked a SpongeBob SquarePants body chick before a few times.
See? Point
Wait. SpongeBob in fake shape or just
no, the square body. Remember I was talking about the square body earlier?
The minivan. The minivan.
Yeah, the minivan.
You should call them minivans. Minivan, bro. I shouldn't even told y'all that. That was horrible.
Yeah, the minivan.
Right. We should say, man, was you was with the minivan last night? Like, yeah, cuz I fell up through there. Everett says, I get that, but when you look like you taped a fur coat to your eyelids, I'm gonna need you to pause for a bit.
Straight up. Time out.
What was his name we used to watch on Sesame Street? Mr. Snuffleupagus. Remember he was big.
Oh, yeah. He had a big ass eye.
Right. He had his big eyebrows. And even as a kid, I always thought their relationship was very suspect, right? I used to be like, well, how are these big 2 grown monsters? And there's never a girl. Well, where's Mrs. Snuffleupagus? I don't know. It's just me as a little kid, man. I don't know. But he was always weird to me, and he had those eyebrows. Erica Hunt says, here's a little backstory. She said that I heard about eyelashes. They were actually called cum catchers because they would protect the eyes from getting cum in the eye.
Wow.
I had no clue.
Woo!
I had no, I've never heard that before. I've heard that men would wear beards and call them flavor savers, but I've
Right.
never.
Hey,
Right.
I done heard of men that had them long beards and they called them booty ticklers.
I've never heard that one.
Booty hole ticklers.
I've never heard that
Hey,
one.
look, I never grew a long beard because of that, right?
I've never heard that. You learn something new every Monday and Wednesday on Outlaw Radio, man. John Fletcher, I'm sorry, says facts. Vince Tony said Europeanized brainwashing is to the nth degree. If I'm with a woman, she changed what attracted me to her. My ex-wife and I had an agreement: if one gets fat, the other one can leave. Unless I was fat when you met me. I mean, it's what it is. I believe wholeheartedly in accept me for who I am, right? Like I would ask any woman, why would you get with me if you don't like big dudes? I'm a big guy. Why would I? If she said, Kevin, I would love you much more if you just lost weight. No, you can leave now. I feel like if she says I'm worried about your health, baby, you need to get your weight down some. Cool. I understand that. But it has to be, you have to accept me for who I am and vice versa. I think we all have to start accepting people for who they are and not what we think they could be. Let me see. Earl Henning said, no, they can all be Pam. I'm missing. I had to keep up with Earl because I don't be knowing where Earl is sometimes. Mama Jenkins said, good evening, my Outlaw family. Let's make it do what it do. I don't like nothing fake. Just be natural. These women know what this fake ass shit look like. All this blue, green, and red hair. Nowadays, these young girls are just fat from the neck down and really don't give a damn. I'm a big full figure woman and I love me. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I do think we have to understand too, because we talked about the connection between certain cancers from all of this glue and dye and all this kind of stuff we put. Your body absorbs stuff, right? Like, so when you start putting with the chemicals, I noticed a lot of sisters went natural and stopped putting the perms in their hair and stopped burning their hair, and which was cool because my wife said I'm not putting no other perm in my hair, and I love straighten. I like the hair to be, fried, lied, and laid to the side. And she's just like, no, but I thought natural meant it's just gonna be nappy. That it's not. She'll still put heat on it. She just won't put chemicals in it, right?
What if she chose to just have it nappy? I mean, have a kizzy kente.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this.
Yeah.
I would have to, if that's what she said she wanted, I would have to accept it. I wouldn't be like, if you keep your hair like that, I'm leaving. But I would say, you know what? I would prefer to see you comb your hair. Now, just like if I wear my hair a certain way, if I get my hair cut a certain way and I come in the house, she will tell me, I don't like it when you get your hair cut like that. Or like, I don't like it when it's long, or I like it shorter. Like she'll tell me what, and she ain't gonna say if you don't cut it that way, I'm leaving you, but you should try to appease the person that you're with to a certain degree. Like, damn, baby, I mean, that's cool and shit, but yeah, I don't know. You leave me. I'm wearing my hair natural.
I'm like I am. I am what I am.
Right. I'm cool. But remember now, when I met you, you had a perm. Right. So it's just I'm just saying, I don't know. Are you into that rail? You into the just let it just boom.
Yeah, man. I love the unadulterated, authentic self. But they ain't got to put a comb. I mean, I've always been, well, not even always. I ain't gonna lie, but as I got older, I'm into women with natural hair, body hair. Just I don't want them plucked on, cut on, none of that shit. I want you how you.
So she got the goatee. It's all good.
Man, I told y'all I grew up around Southern niggas. They told me to look for the shadow over the lip and the sideburns. Check the nape of her neck. If she got forearm hair, she got that snapper. That's what I was told. Shit. So that's what I look for.
Oh, okay. The Southern men I grew up with didn't tell me that. So I'm just, you learn something new.
I've
Every
learned
Monday
how
and
to
Wednesday.
identify that snapper.
Okay. Let your little goatee, man. Forget about that, man. That ain't nothing. Kamar, you into the nap? I mean, because we all have a preference. Are you,
I like natural.
Okay.
I like natural. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Just really straight, just napped up, just boom. Just what?
Well, still put together, you know what I mean? Still put together nice, but you can still be your nappy self. You know what I mean? Be your black self.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, and that's cool. That's cool. I don't
I
disagree with
draw a line. Like I don't like all the colored hair. You know what I mean? The red hairs, the blue hairs. I really don't. I don't rock with the all blonde, the black girl with the blonde hair and the black eyebrows. No, I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I get it if a girl got her blonde streak or whatever, how they may have some highlights and shit. You know what I mean? I like that's cool. But no, man, most black people ain't born with blonde hair. If you ain't from Australia, you know what I'm saying, your hair shouldn't be blonde.
Ice Queen.
And you know, their eyebrows match their hair too.
You know what I appreciate the most? I think and when you're in a relationship, I think what you appreciate is that when somebody can put themselves together, right?
Yep.
Like it don't matter if she rocking it and it's nappy and it's natural, but and she still know how to be like, man, but she put that shit on. She knew just what to do with it. Instead of just coming out like she just, what? Like, damn, you pick something, some coconut oil or something in there. Like, it's like, I think women still, you enjoy for a woman to be feminine, right? You want her to smell good. You want her to look nice. You want her to, you want to have her toenails painted and, well, me, right? Like, and nails and stuff. So I don't want you coming out just saying, hey, I stopped wearing deodorant. Dude, you smell like a mechanic. Like, come on. Like, don't do that. You can fuck the whole relationship up. I'm just saying, and everybody has their preferences, as do women. Ewok says females' new saying is that they pressure. Yeah, they BBL finna bust in their ass. Listen, I watched y'all know Kelly Kales from here in Milwaukee, right? The comedian. She has a movie called Botched.
Yeah, I saw
or Botch on Tubi. It's a crazy movie. And she's a comedian. She showed range to be able to play a crazy motherfucker in that movie.
She's a gangster.
It's all about her doing butt injections for females, charging them thousands of dollars and putting heaven knows who, what, when, and where in their butt. We watched K. Michelle go through this with it. She's like, how many of these women who've gone through these procedures, women who get breast implants, said my breast implant busted or it's leaking and I gotta go. It's the circumstances can be very, very, very bad for a woman who's on this. And some people say men created the pressure by, we look at women on TV and women in movies and women well, that's what we want. I disagree for brothers especially, because we most of us like it natural, like a stretch mark, like a woman who she's not perfect. She don't got the TV body, right? A fupa or something like that. Most of us is cool with that. Like, nah, that's shit. That's all good. Rel just said he like a woman with a good goatee. And you ain't never heard that shit before. Like, no, baby, don't shave that off. Like, damn, bro. Whoa. Vince says too many women of our culture don't have their own hair and teaching their daughters to be fake too.
They don't even comb their hair no more.
Well, there's such a thing as protective hairstyles, I guess, if a woman's on the go and she has a career and she gets braids. And I mean, this is why when you get into why women do what they do a lot of times for functionality, that's why men should keep their mouth closed a lot. But then there's some things like the eyelashes or when sisters wearing the contacts or pink, purple, green, all of a sudden, like baby, you putting all these chemicals in your hair. Like it just becomes like, okay, who are you under all of that?
Listen, hey, Care, if we was doing shit that women didn't like, and the women we noticed, like, man, wait a minute, they all saying they don't like this shit. We gonna stop doing that shit.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? We gonna do what women want. Like, we ain't gonna say, oh, you just want to run us.
Right. No.
You just want to run me.
No. I want you to run towards me.
You just want to tell me how to cut my hair.
Right.
You just want to tell me how to wear my pants. You just want to, you know what I mean? Come on, man.
Erica says, question. If y'all woman met you and you had a jerry curl and it went out of style, are you not supposed to change it? You are, unless you want to hold on to it. Listen, if she met you and you had a curl and you said to her, this is me for life, this is me, I can understand as the time go by, she say, baby, damn, and don't you think it's time to let it go? If that man say, nah, baby, I'm still rocking this, she got to kind of say, well, that's you. I'm letting you know that's passe and you shouldn't do it. But I don't think you should leave him because he wouldn't cut his curl off. But what happened is, once, like Kamar just said, once the women start saying, They didn't like the curls. Brothers
Niggas
started
stop
getting rid
wearing
of
that
it.
shit.
Brothers got rid.
Hey,
it was
look,
fast.
when women got tired of niggas fucking up their pillows and shit, you know what I mean? They start saying, "Hey, nigga, hold on, man. Every time you leave this motherfucker, I gotta wash my motherfucking sheets." You know what I mean? Niggas stop wearing them curls. You can't keep coming over my house fucking my sheets up.
Or when you go anywhere with her and y'all walk in the room and you see she gets embarrassed, like, here we go again. They finna start talking about your curl, and he still ain't feeling no pain. Like, these niggas jealous. Like, but things change. I mean, I'm gonna tell you like this. You're not gonna look the same from the first time you meet a person especially if you long term, right? In 23 years of me being married, we don't look the same as we did when we first met. I can tell you that for sure, because we were in our early 20s. And I couldn't even grow a full beard back then. Like she used to rib on me because my goatee wouldn't connect. I used to be trying so hard, like, I'm giving me a goatee one day. Now my shit will grow out, right? We both look different. Had 2 children. Things change. And so that's why it's so important for it not to be all about aesthetics. It can't be all about, because we all gonna be ugly when we old. I mean, when somebody gets really old, they are seldom still pretty. It's like, damn, she probably used to be fine. And that's Father Time is undefeated, right? I mean, every now and then you see a pretty old woman, but it's not the norm. Well, Ralph squinching like, shit, you don't know like I know, man. I know some girls with some beards from Eastern Europe. Couldn't be able to tell she was in her 60s. Ever says, I prefer to see you sport the hair on your head versus the stuff you buy on the shelf. I'm not big on the weaves either. Thank God my wife has never been a weave queen.
Hey, now I don't mind braids. I don't mind women wearing braids. You know what I mean? I think that look dope, actually.
Throw a weave in every now and then if you want to spice it up. Variety is the spice of life. But it shouldn't be your go-to. Like, I ain't seen your real hair in years. Like, but once again, you can't tell a woman, don't put no weave in your hair. Like, some dudes do. I trust my wife enough to do with her hair what she wants, and me still to say I can see the value in that. I can see
all we could do is tell them what we like, man. That's it.
Yeah. And this is Dion in the chat room being Dion. I want a hairy cat and peach fuzz on the lip.
They're gonna rock with what you like, pretty much.
So Dion's with you, Rail. He said he want a hairy cat and peach fuzz on the lip. I want no parts of a female.
That's snapper. I'm trying to tell you.
You want the long strings under the chin?
I want no part of feminine facial hair. I want no part.
Hey, how about them long strings that come right here? Sometime you see on them cheeks. Y'all like them too?
Oh man, one thing that I don't like is the fake baby hair. I don't like fake baby hair. The glue baby hair annoys me because I'm like, why? Who said to a grown woman it's cute for you to have baby hair?
Oh my God, that's the worst.
It's crazy.
I don't know why.
I think it's maybe to make the wig look a little more realistic
and to cover up the glue, right?
But either way it go, the baby hair is fake and the hair is fake.
Right.
And sometimes
motherfuckers cut the hair on the wig to make the baby hair. That's what it look like.
And I don't want this to be that kind of show where we just sitting around complaining about women. I just had to throw the baby hair in the eyelash.
Complaining about the wigs.
Right.
It's different.
I mean, I think on the flip side of that, though, I mean, my thing is this. I understand, some people like putting shit on to feel better about themselves and things like that. And by all means, do whatever you got to do to be able to feel you. But at the same time, you got to ask yourself, is this an accessory or a security blanket? If it's an accessory, then do your thing. But if you have panic attacks at the thought of leaving your house without your hair on your head, then you might just need to, reflect and,
got a problem.
and see what's good with that and where that stemmed from, But on the flip side of that, I mean, when I was growing up, also because you got women are programmed from an early age. You know what I'm saying? And then one of the ways they programmed is growing up black during special occasions, the pressing comb came out. You know what I'm saying? So now, for special occasions, my hair has to be bone straight because that's special. That makes me prettier. That make
I would I
so
would prefer, like y'all said, I prefer straight. I like the heat on the head. I like the straight. I can't lie. You know,
that's still burning, pulling, and beating your hair into submission
it
to
is.
be out of its natural form.
It is.
That's why it comes with pain, because you're beating, burning, and pulling your hair into submission out of its natural form, how it was designed and desired to be. That's where the pain comes in.
Yeah, pleasure and pain, right? I'm just saying. I don't know. Mama Jenkins said sharing what each other likes should be a part of togetherness and telling each other what you both enjoy each other. Listen, that's what I'm saying. Because first of all, as a man, a woman's gonna break you down and change you anyways, especially most of the time it's with our clothes. And whether she makes subtle changes or over the top changes, a lot of times what she says looks good, especially good on you, you're gonna wear. And she said, you know what? I like when you wear that so and so. Or you know what, you should get one of them. I think that would look really nice on you.
Right.
You gonna get it.
Hey, Kev, and really that's all that I see what men do when we talk about these fake butts and hair and stuff. That's all we doing, telling them what we like and what we don't
That's
like.
it. There you go.
Only difference is I feel like a lot of our women don't know how to take that criticism, that constructive criticism. They take it as though, we sending a jab at them, or you know what I'm saying, and it's not that. We just talking about what we like.
Yeah, I don't. Once again, I think the transition from my transition from like tennis shoes and ball caps and jerseys and stuff like that. As I start to get older, my wife would say, I really like when you're dressed, when you have on some grown man shoes and you have on when you really dress, like when you're getting ready to go to work and you you tightened up. And after a certain age, it'd be like I'd be in the store and I'm like, oh, I'm finna grab this. She's like, why? Like, I still remember the last time I bought a baseball hat, and I came in the house and I was like, dude, hats done went up. I just got this new era. It was like $45. This was a long time ago, so I don't even know how much they are now. And she was like, why would you buy a hat? I'm like, this is slick. What you talking about? I used to sport hats when you met me. She like, and they always look stupid. You shouldn't wear that, right? And so I talked shit for a minute, but it ended up in my back window of my car for years. I was driving around, the hat was just in the back window of my car. Right. It's like, I was like, okay, she don't like when I wear hats. Video games was the same thing. I used to be big time gamer. And anytime I was sitting for hours playing a game, my wife would just kind of look at me and be like, you literally been sitting here for 4 hours playing this video game. Like, really? And I used to be like, what's she tripping on? Eventually, my time spent playing video games went down. It's just what you do when you're in a relationship with somebody. Like, man, I guess I can't sit up and play, Call of Duty for 5-6 hours no more and shit. So it changes, man. And the only thing my wife has never really got on me about is my RC stuff. She just is like, well, I get that because that's something but I've been on that since I was a little bitty kid. Like, that's one of them things about me and my pops again. So, and it's a stress reliever for me. Real, you didn't see me with the radio. I got a big ass smile on my face. So she's never really said. She said to me, "You got too many. Like, have you considered selling some of these?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not selling."
Yeah, we gotta figure out how to get this STEM program off the ground so we can get these grants for drones and RCs.
Well, shout out to my sister Kamala Goodwin, Dr. Kamala Goodwin, who I was one of my PhD cohort classmates. She actually has a book coming out on STEM. She does STEM programming for kids. I've been trying to get Kamala on the show. She said she was gonna come, but
let her know I want to put something together for children and RCs and drones, teaching them, the science, technology, and all that stuff through the RCs and drones.
Yeah, especially now since they're trying to make all these cars electric, right? And there's a lot of money that's going to be made on because that technology still ain't fully developed, right?
Yeah,
that's why I ain't really jumping in yet. Ewok said that damn bonnet is ghetto as fuck. The bonnet is crazy. The bonnet is, once again, I don't tell, you don't tell, I don't tell my wife what to do, but she doesn't go outside the house with the bonnet on either. My wife's not the type of woman who's gonna just throw the bonnet on. She might throw a hat on, right? But she's not gonna throw the bonnet on and be up in pick and save with the house shoes and the bonnet. And that was one of the reasons why I was like drawn to her. Like I like a little class. I like for a woman to have a little, like I want her to, care about her. I used to get annoyed by women who would go out to clubs with tennis shoes on. Like I got on some dookies. Like some air, even if they was brand new, I'd be like, I feel like women should have shoes on, like women's shoes. That was a long time ago though. And I don't go in bars no more. So Sean Moore, what it do? He said, what's happening? How you doing tonight, my brother? How you doing tonight? Shout out to you and Top Dog over at the Game Members podcast, Sip and Talk podcast, Cupcast as you call it, all these different names. Shout out to you, Sean. Erica says she loves braids. She's agreeing with you, Relly. I don't know about what, but she said they putting whole lace fronts on 2 and 3 year old babies in 2024. Yeah, little girls with braids. Like my brother used to get very annoyed to see little girls with braids. Right, my little girl didn't get braids until she got out. She must have been about 8th grade, maybe, and she may have been in high school. My wife didn't believe in that, putting the braids. She sat down and fought with her to comb her hair, and her hair is on her shoulders, on her back. So I've seen that. But yeah, little girls, people, man, I don't think people even understand, like, you dress a baby a certain way. Like, I see people who put questionable stuff on their kids all the time. Like, yo, you got to be careful with that. Some of that stuff I feel like they put out here for the pedophiles to be more attracted. Like the way it's designed. Yeah. See little girls, they're not supposed to have outfits that are similar to a grown woman's. I feel like it's a pedophile somewhere designing that and visualizing that in his head. Dion a fool. He said, I don't like women with nasty cars. You need your car cleaned out, baby. Clean it out for her, Dion. Show her what a man is for. Tell you clean it out. Tell him. Ladies, tell him. You clean it out if you don't like it. Take it. It is funny to me when I see somebody who's riding in a filthy car. Like just there's like stains and like stuff spilled all outside the doors, and I'd be like, now why they won't go wash that car? Like, but once again, everything's personal. Did y'all notice that the last Wong's Walk closed in Milwaukee? And it started up here by my house on Appleton, and that was always a very busy one. But they had just expanded and built a new one on East Capitol. And so this one closed, and it's Mad Chicken now. And then I guess the one on East Capitol is closed, and I forget what they said that one's going to be. And then the last one was on South 27th. 45 years, I believe they were in business. Ironically, the first one was at Capitol Court in the 70s, right? And then Wong's Walk used to be in every mall, right? And so the economy has changed a lot of situations for people going, but it's new people coming in. Like Mad Chicken now is coming in, and so there's Cane's coming now. I'm a fat foodie, as you can tell, but yeah, I just thought Wong's Walk, man, that was like a staple in Milwaukee. Like LaJoy, that was the grandson or the son of the dude who started LaJoy that used to be over there off Lisbon. I don't know if y'all old enough to remember LaJoy. I know you are, Kamar.
Yeah.
But yeah,
everybody used to go there on Saturday night or something like that.
Yeah, their family was the one. Their family was the one who started Wong's Walk.
It was a weekday night.
Yeah. I seen this picture, and we didn't talk about it last week, but at the Arrowhead High School where the kids took the picture and then circled nigger table where all the black kids was sitting at, and there's so much outrage behind it, and parents are very vocal, and it is bad. But when you send your kids to Arrowhead, right, and this is the kind of thing that happens. Not saying there shouldn't be outrage, but it's one of the things like when we see white people say or do something racist, and we just like, I'm seeing black people lose their composure, and I'm like, why does that surprise you? Like, why are we surprised that there's some racism at Arrowhead High School against black kids? Because we are of the belief that the further out I send my kids, the better education they're going to get. I'm here to tell you that's not true. And you see it time and time again because our kids get harassed, right? And that's why where I live at, I wanted to send my kid. I didn't want him to go to MPS, but I was thinking like I can't send him to Brookfield. I don't want to do that to him. I didn't want to send him to Tulsa. Couldn't send him to Brown Deer because you got to have an address. I think you have to have an address in Tulsa as well for their school district. But I didn't believe in sending. If I send him way out, he'll be okay. I'm like, nah, I need to keep him somewhere where I can still, get there and be able to reach out if need be. So, we got to be careful about thinking white ice is colder. And that if you put your kids into some faraway ass school, that this all the education is so much better. A lot of times the kids are getting treated every day, all day. Because of, especially here in Wisconsin, we talked about the fact that the state is 86% white and 99%, 95% of the black population lives in the southeast corner of the state. So anytime you venture out of the southeast corner, you going towards racism. You want to live out there, you want to send your kids out there to go to school, you're going to run into this. So, and that's not going to ever change until we get a higher black population in Arrowhead. Now, how is that going to happen? I don't know that Arrowhead will ever become a hotbed for black people. Hey, man, I'm about to move to Arrowhead.
Gentrification is going down right now, so
maybe when they all come back to the city, we can have Arrowhead.
Right.
Okay, maybe so. Let us get Arrowhead. Y'all got Burleigh, right? It's going to be a trade. It's going to be a trade.
Y'all get Obama.
Dion said, I pay attention to dental hygiene, her feet, her hands, her house, and ears if she cleans them regularly. Dion, you single, ain't you? You single. It sounds like you single because you got a lot of. I don't like nasty cars. I don't like her foot to be too big. One of her nails was broke off. Dion, you might be a little bit too. You might be like one of the women with these lists. In these impossible lists that they have for men to be like, I got to be all that. I'm cool. I'll be alone. He said LaJoy was the shit. The first time I ever drunk some Hennessy, I was in LaJoy with my cousin Dub, and we were in there eating, and he had him some Hennessy, and he's like, I'm like, man, let me taste that. I think I must have been about 15. He's like, here, cuz, and I did a shot. You couldn't tell me nothing. I thought I was a rapper. I told all my homeboys, like, that was super. Dog, I drank some Hennessy last night. Like that's how young I was, right? Like I was thinking, like I'm a grown man now. I did a couple shots of Hennessy. McBob's switched owners. It sure did. I know the original owner had killed himself a couple years ago, and I think his lady took it. McBob's, I don't know. I haven't been there in a while. McBob's was my spot, and then the quality kind of slipped. And then I had a confrontation with one of their waiters. I know. I guess he was having a bad day or something, so he decided to say some slick shit to me. I had to let him know. It was one of them hold on moments. Hold on, man. Let me explain something to you, bro. It was one of them. So I didn't go for a very long time. You know what? We got this election coming up. And y'all tell me if this is a coincidence. We have an election coming up. February 20th is the day that we need to vote for the primaries. And I just haven't heard a lot of demands from people about what they want in exchange for their vote. In particular, there's a very, very hot conversation around reparations. You notice that's not even in play in Milwaukee, in Wisconsin. Nobody even brings that up in Wisconsin. And I know, Kamar, you say we have this self-defeated attitude where it's like, well, we'll never get that.
To us no way.
Right. But what's wrong with us putting a little pressure on politicians and telling them, if you don't have a stance on reparations, we're not going to vote for you. If you don't have a stance on legalization, or I don't even like to say legalization, the decriminalization of marijuana, right? Then I'm not going to vote for you. If you don't have an economic development plan for my community, I'm not going to vote for you. We're going to go into this election and vote blindly again. And we'll get no change. No change. I don't hear anybody holding anybody's feet to the fire. Accountability is a lost word, right? I just don't. Man, there's so much going on in our city, downtown. It's so much going on legislatively in our state. and we sleepwalking. My people, we're sleepwalking, and we're not. We'll never get any change here because we won't even. It's to the point where we don't even speak up for ourselves anymore. It's just whatever for us. It's just all right. Well, whatever. And then you say, "Well, I got to get out of Milwaukee," and then you go somewhere else and you become an active citizen. Well, if you'd have done that here, you probably would have got a better result. I'm not on my soapbox against people leaving Milwaukee. I'm just saying sometimes what people say and what they do doesn't necessarily make sense to me. I see you, Randy Jones. Said much love, my brother. I see you in the chat room, man. We appreciate your support. Randy's running for 7th district alderman. So yeah, vote for Randy. Did you have your debate yet, Randy? Because I know that there was supposed to be some sort of there was supposed to be some kind of forum for them to for all the candidates to get together and present to the people. I'd like to know how you did. Because I think that's important. But who's gonna come? Are we really gonna go to him? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know if I don't know if you can get black people at this point in Milwaukee to really get up off their ass and go vote in a high number, unless you bring back another Obama, right? My president is black, my Lambo is blue, and your wife was Asian. What the fuck is your point? You don't love us, man. Ain't that something about, like, am I the only one who feels just a tad bit funny when I see a brother with a white woman or a sister with a white man? It don't make a bit. Let me clarify this. I'm not saying that it's wrong, but I look at that individual and say, does he really or does she really love her people? Does he really love us? How can you say you really love us when you don't love the black woman? Black woman, how can you say you really love us when you don't love the black man? Well, I do love black men, but I just chose. Sometimes love is love, right? It is what it is. But I feel kind of like when I look at Patrick Mahomes, right? And when I look at, like, I see them saying, this ain't even in the same correlation, but like Eve. People talk about Eve don't get her credit. Well, Eve is living in Russia with a Russian, right? Like I feel like if she came back now and tried to sell us hip hop music, it wouldn't be genuine. I mean, like,
well, black women get celebrated when they go to that side of the street.
Okay.
Ooh, she caught. That's what other black women say. Ooh, she caught.
Oh,
she winning. I need to give me a white man.
Oh, that's a dangerous accusation, Kamar.
Hey, man, that's what we see on Facebook and shit. That's social media. It's telling us this, man. This is where I'm getting my information from, my research department.
Your research department. There you go. Yeah. Bear me say, I just got off the phone with the research department. There's some statistics that say, that black women, or is it black men, which one marries within race the most? I thought it was black men, but I had seen some statistics the other day that said no, we're more likely to marry outside our race, and black women are more likely to marry in the race.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, whoa, okay,
that's possible.
Yeah. And some people say, well, Kev, you know how many white people I've had tell me I'm the problem? Like, you're the problem. You're racist. Like, yeah, it's not about whether a person's husband or wife is black or white. You're the racist one. And I've always felt funny, like, wait, a white person is telling me I'm the problem. Imagine that, right? Just because I'm saying, like, why, what happened to make you go to the other side, right? It's like when a woman is married to a man for a very long time, has children, and then she becomes a lesbian. And I say, well, what made her run to the other side? People say she was already there anyways, but I'm like, like, I look at somebody like Niecy Nash, who actually wrote books about how to keep your husband happy and all of this, and then she became a lesbian. I don't see her the same since she done it. Like, I don't see her like.
Damn, man. Damn, that just sounds horrible.
Once again, Serena Williams is my best kind of example of I felt like we supported Serena. We had Serena. We held Serena up, saying this is a beautiful, powerful sister, you know. And then when she married the white dude, I just felt like ever since then she's been compromised. I don't see when I see her now, she don't even look the same to me now. Like she looks like, it's probably just me. That's why I always tell people it's not you, it's me. Right? We should have named the show that. It's not you, it's me. Randy said we can see the forum on Sherman Park Neighborhood Access Facebook, the Sherman Park Neighborhood Association Facebook site. You should share it. You should share it. You should share it. He says, follow the money. Check our campaign finance reports. Okay. Okay. I think people would be surprised if they found out who some people's donors were. So, but yeah, man, once again, what you gonna do? Shout out to John Fletcher and EPU Personal Self Defense, who is my sponsor, and I should have said this earlier. EPUSDS.com. We got to get him back on. Y'all know in 2 days we're gonna be doing a show on Valentine's Day, right? And y'all know Valentine's is my least favorite day. Like it's my least favorite holiday. I don't like Valentine's Day, and I think it's a made up, corny BS. But Kamar, you looking forward to Valentine's Day? You got big plans for Valentine's Day?
No.
Okay. Flowers, candy.
I do dope shit year round. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
All the time, man. All the time.
Okay. What about you, Rail? You gonna do it big? You going to the Sybaris, but like, what you gonna do?
Oh man, shit! I'm hoping to have my car back by Valentine's Day. It's in the shopping right now.
Yeah, man. I keep talking about voting, and this presidential election is shaping up to be a problem because, black people, I believe right now are looking to vote for Trump in mass. I really think black people are about to vote for Trump. And I think that's an issue. But when I look at Biden and I look at they're on the verge of passing a $95 billion aid package for Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. And you have homeless people in this country. You have people who are starving. You got babies who are stillborn. Here in Wisconsin, they said our infant mortality rate for people of color was on par with third world countries. We can't even stop them from speeding. It's still murder, death, kill. And you want to give $95 billion to the Ukraine and Israel and Taiwan, right? Make it make sense for me. Make it make sense for me. It's like so blatant right now. When I feel like and inflation, keep in mind, inflation is sky high right now. And we just got hit with a double bubble, a county tax and a city tax increase. And you still want $100 million for the stadium. We on the hook for $100-some million from the Bucks stadium. Right? And so you go down there and buy a bottle of water, it's $20. Fucking hot dog costs $13. Like and you keep saddling us with more and more debt. I think, it's time for Biden to go. I think it's time. I think the Democrats need to be checked, right? I think they need to have a seat because it makes no sense. It's just, and once again, I don't think people are paying attention, and that's the sad part about it. I still ain't heard no plan. Because somebody tell me where this plan is to develop Milwaukee, to even bring back some industrial structure. Like, where's our economic development plan? Like, if our current mayor saying, give me 4 more years, I'd like to say, all right, over them 4 years, what are you gonna do? I haven't heard anything. If you have, please let me know. Please inform me. I don't mind being corrected. I wish I was wrong. I wish I could make this shit up, but I don't think I am. Kamar, Randy Jones said the tea worked. Must have cleared him up a little bit, hooked him up. There you go. House of Vitality. Dion said,
Ease up. That vitality, throw them V's up. Thanks, my brother. I'm glad it can help you, man. I'm glad it can help you. That's what I do it for, right there. That's what I do.
All right. Dion says, I don't think anyone who marries outside the race can be sympathetic to our cause because as black people, when they choose to marry or have children with the oppressor, that level of compromise is what I guess that's always the selling point for me. Because I couldn't imagine when George Floyd happened, having a white woman needing for me to explain this to her, right? Or me watching the news and seeing some chaos in our community and me coming from the community knowing what's going on and her not getting it at all. Like I don't get it. Why do they do that, Kevin? Like why are they shooting each other? And I also wouldn't want to be married to a super liberal white woman who thought she knew all the answers in our community. Right? So yeah, Dion, there's a great deal of compromise in any relationship. I don't give a shit what color you are. You can be the same color and there's still going to have to be some compromise. So like when you as the you're married to someone outside your race, a white woman, and you go with her family and for the holidays and they get to talking and the conservative Republican uncle is there. And there's a lot of insinuations made and underhanded comments. Or if I go there and they play it too over the top, like Kevin, we love black people. We actually made some collard greens for you. Baby, get the bags. Let's go. It would have to be very difficult. For me, it would be difficult. Some brothers are doing it. They say, Kevin, I have no problems with that. You got it wrong. That's fine. I don't mind being wrong. I just the level of compromise. It makes me kind of side eye a person of color saying, well, are you really with us? And some people would say, Kevin, who you married to don't matter. You can still love black people. You can still love your people and marry a white woman and still be, upfront. Is that possible? Like, if I'm sitting around somebody talking about, yeah, I hate crackers. I hate these white people, these white motherfuckers, and your wife is white and your kids are half white.
I think it's possible, but it's a line that you're gonna have to draw. Somebody gonna be disappointed somewhere down the line if it came to that. You know what I mean? If that line came upon.
Yeah. Unless you whitewash it.
Because like really you can't be all in for your people.
Can you?
You know what I mean? By all means necessary type shit. Like, what if something did? Like, I don't think no race war is gonna happen. But what if a race war did happen? What side would you be on? Like, you know what I mean? Because see, now it's like you got to protect your family also, because you got a woman and kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, so I'm not saying nothing maliciously. I'm just saying, like, realistically, you know what I mean? Like, there's a line that has to be drawn somewhere.
There you go. Like that line. So we kind of getting to where I'm the spot where I'm trying to find the line. Where's that line? Like if I'm literally watching the news or I'm driving and I see something happen, or so police got some dudes laid down, they beat the dudes, whatever. And I say, see, that's what the fuck they do to us. That's some bullshit. And she says, well, I don't understand why they just won't comply and just do what the officer said. Like if she doesn't understand the overall systematic kind of perpetuation of American racism, like if she doesn't understand that, if I can't really tell her the truth about it without her feeling some kind of way, like feeling offended or her parents being upset, if I can't tell her our realities about our neighborhood, if she got to constantly have me translate for her, oh, okay, now what is that? What is that? Now who? I never have wanted to get into that, man. And so even when I went to school in North Dakota, one thing that I learned with the white girls, and they wanted to be around us, they wanted to hear us talk. They wanted to try and see what stereotypes about us were actually true and which ones weren't. And I just feel like I don't want to be nobody's science experiment. And I don't want to be prepared for something like, let me get you ready to go home and meet my people. Okay, Kevin, I don't need you. Okay, so like you have to pull your pants up. Like I don't make sure you take your hat off when you come in. You know what I'm saying? Like it would make me uncomfortable to the point where I would say, you know what, baby, I'm good. I'll just wait till I get back to Milwaukee. I'm straight. So, it's not a shot at people who are in, interracial relationships. I just don't understand how you can still be committed to us wholeheartedly, right? Because you have to make this compromise. You have to have some love for the other side because here's your babies and here's your woman. You can't just block that out. Like, nah, fuck that. I don't like them either. Huh? Right?
You can't do that.
Nah, so you compromised. It creates a situation where you're like, damn, I gotta think. You can't get mad and come in the house and say, I hate these white motherfuckers, and your wife sitting there like, really? Darrell? Really? I mean, I'm just saying, Darrell, my parents were on Ellis Island, and like I just feel like Darrell gotta compromise himself, right? Change his name to Daryl, right? Okay, just for when you meet my parents, you're Daryl, not Darrell. They can't say Darrell, right? Just fuck with you. Fuck with you. Yeah, I don't know, man. I look for answers. I look for answers just like anybody else. What else we got before we get out of here? It's Monday. So like I said, election season is heating up. Look for the commercials coming. Somebody had asked me about the Bucks. Last week it was Sharina. She asked me about the Bucks. And I was saying the Bucks needed to trade some people because structurally the way there's, and this comes from guys who understand basketball, the way the team is set up structurally was flawed, right? Like you're just a little too heavy on shooters and not heavy enough on defenders and grit and cats who, get down and get dirty for you. And so they brought Patrick Beverly in. Now, I know they're playing tonight. Let me check the score because they maybe get Doc Rivers has not been, and this is second black coach in a row. If they keep this up, we'll never have another black coach again. Okay, so actually they beat the Denver Nuggets tonight, 112-95. I want to see these highlights because football season over now. So the Bucks are all we got until the finals, and then it's just baseball and soccer, right? And tennis. We used to stop doing the big black sports show after basketball season was over. Like, we're going on hiatus. We'll see y'all in the fall. We'll see y'all in the fall, man. What y'all think about the Bucks? Kamar, I know you don't care about sports. Kamar, you rock with the Bucks with what?
Yeah, I rock with the Bucks. I want to see him win it all. I think it's still time for him to figure it out and do it too.
Okay. Did you think the team needed to be changed though?
I think it's the coaching. You know what I mean? They could beat it. They could outscore anybody.
Okay.
I think it's a matter of coaching, man. Coaching.
Patrick Beverly looked to be what they needed. When I watched them play, the energy and the defensive, his mindset, and he's well respected for his tenaciousness on defense, right? And so I think it could be what they need, but I think they need one more piece. I think Giannis is kind of suffering a little bit from the superstar syndrome right now because he's the biggest thing in the league. So his fuck ups, he just, I see Giannis do stuff all the time. I'm like, dog, that's just you. That's bad on you. Like turning the ball over or trying to shoot threes when he shouldn't, or you got guards from heaven. Get a ball up and let them guards bring the ball up, man. It's just little stuff like that. Like, you being untouchable all of a sudden.
See, and that's what I'm saying. It's the coaching. You know what I mean? Like, they need a coach that's gonna be respected. Like that can tell him what the fuck to do.
But he owns that. He owns that.
Well, that's the coaching, man. You got to get a coach that can demand that respect. Yeah. Like look at the NFL, right? Like the coaches like Belichick. Like he had a reputation. You're going to line the fuck up when you come to this team. If you are going to play on my team, you're going to line up. That's it, bottom line. You know what I mean? And he had a way of getting his team in line. And there are other coaches like that too, but I just feel like that's the biggest problem with the Bucks, man. They need somebody that can be respected. They said they didn't respect the last coach.
Belichick is unemployed, by the way.
Well, yeah. Well, we know what he did, though.
A lot of people say that's all Brady.
Hey, maybe.
Hey,
but he was there.
He was there. He was there.
And it was his system too, as far as like how the players had to be at and all that shit, be in by a certain time, the rules. It was his shit. And they followed his shit.
You tell no lies. You tell no lies. I just like I say, it'll be interesting to see. And I hate to get into it. Like I've talked to Rick Muhammad all the time, and Muhammad is like a super basketball dude. And so, man, it's crazy. Like it's hard. It's the hardest argument, even in the barbershop. The basketball dudes are the ones you don't want to get into a debate with because they are just like insane about the shit. Like, right. Like, and so it's just a hard conversation to have. But I'm looking at it from the outside as obviously I'm not a pro basketball player or an analyst, but I just felt like the team needed some changing. And then so I just thought it was a little too much free balling going on. Cats just out there just doing their thing. Like, and literally somebody driving down the middle of the floor and nobody's reacting to it and he just yamming it home. Like this dude got 40 on y'all and nobody's even, I'm like, you can't win a championship like that. Now I don't know if y'all saw this story either, but the teen who actually did the shooting at Juneteenth Day, and we were just talking about this the other day. He's charged now. He's only 16 years old. 6 counts of first-degree reckless injury and 1 count of a possession of a firearm by an adjudicated delinquent. So he's already had cases. And they're saying they're detailing it and saying, fortunately, all these kids live. Shot in the legs. One was shot in the neck. And so they caught him and he's now charged. Now, in this case, Kamar, what do you say they do with this little dude?
They doing right, waving him to adult court.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to start doing shit to them. I mean, they've been waving kids that age to adult court, so it ain't nothing new. But, for this type of shit, man, yeah, you got to. And you also got to send a message.
Okay. And it was a fight, right? It was a fight.
And it was a fight with girls.
With some girls. And a young man got into it.
Here he is shooting.
And he got punched in his face. He said, I'm finna buck out. Right? He got punched in his face. Man, it's crazy. Crazy. Somebody tell me what kind of drugs they got on Burleigh. What in the hell is going on 27th?
Hey, I told y'all, man, I'd rather go to the gas station on Mayfair Road in Burleigh than 27th in Burleigh. Didn't I tell you niggas that?
What the hell is going on 27th?
Yeah, take y'all ass. No, go on, take y'all ass down to 27th in Burleigh to the gas station.
And it ain't even just at night no more.
No.
Like I'm talking about, like they got the dude walking with his girl. She got a coat on, but she's butt naked. And they just walking.
Hey, I think that's the same girl that was in the intersection on 27th in Burleigh, rolling around in the middle of the intersection.
And I think that's a different person. That's what I was just finna bring up.
Shit, I was hoping it's the same person. I swear I was, man.
Rolling around when 27th and Burleigh is at its busiest.
Somebody gonna get indicted over there, man. They selling some fucked up dope.
Man. What the hell is good? If you from over there, please let me know what is going on. I mean, Atkinson is crazy enough. I grew up, adjacent to Atkinson. So, and I spent a lot of time, a lot of homies, love for Atkinson, all my homeboys on Atkinson. And I seen pretty much a lot of the wildest stuff I've ever seen in my life on Atkinson. First time I ever seen a dead body. First time I ever seen somebody get shot. Like all this stuff, I seen this on Atkinson. But we've never had nobody rolling around in the intersection, in the street, because you probably would have got ran over.
Ran the fuck over.
And so, I mean, we seen the brother down on Act a couple years ago where he had the girl on the leash walking her around. We saw that, right? But I don't know, man. Like when you lay your ass down in the middle of 27th and Burleigh in the middle of the daytime and just roll around, like, and people just kind of driving. I didn't see nobody get out. I didn't see nobody stop traffic. People just kind of slowing down, making sure I don't want to run this motherfucker over, and just going around them. What's going on 27th and Burleigh? I thought one of y'all was gonna be able to tell me like what it was. Like, is it a new drug I'm not hip to, or
straight up, straight up? What the fuck is going on out here?
Right. I know cats are doing pills. I know that, you know, the weed is the higher concentration and liquor is always an issue. I know cats really partake in cocaine a little bit more loosely at this point now, in particular powder cocaine. I'm not really up on what all the pills do, I guess. So I was thinking like maybe this is something that I just missed because I'm old and I'm not up. You know, I know a lot of people are doing the shrooms now. But some is in the water, some over there, man. Like I never a dull moment. I've seen so many jokes and memes about like Kamar said, I will walk 100 miles to a store before I go to the gas station on 27th and Burleigh. Like I seen a meme like how you pump gas on 27th and Burleigh. It was a dude like,
right. Man, look, and I ain't saying I ain't being no punk about it or nothing like that, man. I'm just being logical. Like it's you got more you got more of a chance of something happening over there than you do
absolutely.
somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? And you think like which guy where would you rather your kids be? You know what I mean? You move out of the hood so you don't have to be in that type of shit. So why would I would rather go to a different gas station if I could.
Man, listen, Kamar, and this is years ago. I don't even know what I was doing or what I was thinking. It was late at night. I don't know. I was coming from some bar, whatever. This is why you should stay away from this kind of shit. And I seen Chicago subs over there, and I said, you know what? I think I'm gonna go in there and get me some food.
Yeah. all them restaurant Chicago subs is a no-no. All them motherfuckers on a late night.
My goodness, my goodness, my goodness. It was so bad, man. And I had ordered and paid, and from then I just kind of like backed into a corner because it filled up. Man, I really was worried about getting out of there. Like it was like, I guess the clubs closing and bars in the area, people just coming to the gas station and to the restaurant. Man, it was girls fighting. It was dudes, and it was like, I guess a couple blocks away, you hear the gunshots go off, you hear the cars, and all of a sudden that action comes to the gas station. I'm literally looking nerdy as fuck with my bag coming out the gas station, looking like I just want to get to my car. I thought I was a hood dude, right? I thought I was a block boy. I was like, oh my God, I got to get out of here. And I had jewelry on, right? And so I kind of buzz, and then I can always hear my cousin in my head saying, "Cause when you buzz, you be flossing too much. You ain't got your jewelry on and shit. You gotta motherfuckers will take you. You by yourself. You go everywhere by yourself." Man, I went to doing red and Friday. I was tucking chains and pulling shit over my watch and shit. I'm like, man, I looked at myself like, shame on you, man. You scared? I was like, I wouldn't define it as fear, just a little nervous. It was a lot of dudes, man, and they all looked like they had done some time somewhere. And I was like, man, this is crazy. To echo your sentiment, Kamar, I went to we used to go to the one on Capitol until a couple of my partners got beat and robbed in the parking lot one time. Then they put a fence up behind it. And it's like, well, now you can't run if you get robbed.
Now you ain't got nowhere to run, nigga.
Right. So that stopped me from going there because I used to go there. You leave the bar, go there, grab
there's certain shit. Like when you aware, man, you got to understand there's certain shit that you shouldn't do no more. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Right. And you being smart. You eliminating certain shit from happening in your life.
Yeah. I can't. I be wanting to be away from the bullshit now.
I try to go about life eliminating bullshit from happening in my future. You know what I mean? Like I know what the outcome of certain shit can be, so I'll eliminate that can. Like you won't catch me out late night drinking and driving and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just certain shit you won't catch me doing, so that won't happen.
Realize the stupidity in that, right? Like so yeah, you're right. I agree, and I just think sometimes as we get older, we got to learn to get out the way. Get on out the way, man.
Yeah.
I can remember when I was young and out here and old heads be around. I'd be like, man, get on out the way, old head. This ain't shit no more. It's all us now. Ernest Walker said it's the synthetic weed. He said, watch the videos of that synthetic weed, same results. It makes people roll around. I know we fought a battle against the K2 in Milwaukee a couple years ago.
Well, like if you is fucked up too.
Yeah. So real, when I go in the smoke shop and I'm seeing all of this in there and it looked just like weed,
Yeah.
and I'm seeing people come in and buying it. What is this exactly?
The CBD you talking about? Or
I don't
Oh,
it
that
looked like
K2.
real weed. It looked like real
That
weed, but I don't know
K2.
what it is.
they not supposed to be able to sell like K2 and Spice no more.
Right.
But sometimes they do sell it, but even when they sold it, they sell it as like an incense. Like it ain't
Yeah, they
sold as
say
you supposed to smoke it. It's sold as like a like in novelty shops where they still sell it, they usually sell it as like an incense. But it got bad like over there in the UK. Like it's real bad. They call it spice and shit. And it's basically like different kind of herbs that sprayed with a synthetic formula that gets you high.
But no. I don't know if this is the Delta 9. I don't know if this is it.
Oh, if you talk about so if you talk about that shit, okay. So Delta 8 is still THC, but the federally criminalized THC is Delta 9. Delta 9 is what's found in regular weed,
Okay.
supposedly. So Delta 8, the reason it's not illegal federally is because it's derived from hemp.
Okay.
So it has so hemp has minute traces of Delta 8 THC in it, but through some sort of process they're able to, exponentially increase that amount of Delta 8. So I mean it's supposedly still gives you a feeling like the people I know who smoke it, who enjoy it, they say it's almost similar to Reggie. Like for older people who don't like loud, they usually fuck with my Delta 8 because it's more so like a Reggie.
Wait. Okay. Okay. See, I never understood the attack on Reggie either because that's all we used to have to smoke, and we
Yeah,
used to
and
be
no,
high as hell.
and that's definitely not a problem. And like, older people. Well, I ain't gonna say older people, but some people they don't want to be stuck. They don't want to be, what I'm saying. They just want to get their little buzz and do they
Uh-huh.
go throughout their day.
So it does have an effect on you. This stuff I'm seeing in the smoke shop, it does. Because I go in there to give me a stogie every now and then, and I
If
run
it
into.
if
I'm like,
it's
that look like
Delta
real
8,
weed.
if it's Delta 8, it's supposed to be about 75% as psychoactive as regular weed.
Wow. Okay. Damn. I to do the weed percentages. I don't. It's crazy.
Yeah, so it ain't fully like weed, but it's supposed to be like weed light.
Okay. Right. It's weedish. Kevin LaFleur says hemp, so he agrees with you. Shout out to Kevin
Yeah,
LaFleur.
yeah.
Shout out to all y'all who check out the show. We are trying to step things up around here, but we really need for people to share the show. We just got to get more traction, right? We just have to get more traction. Try to put it in front of more eyes. Um, so share the show. I appreciate you tuning in. Share the show, and don't be shy about telling people when they talk about Milwaukee podcast. No, Outlaw Radio's the shit. I checked them out. I dug it. I dig you, man. In the words of Sammy Davis Jr. Um, Kamar, what you got coming up this week? I know we'll be back Wednesday, so it's only a 1 day hiatus. But what you got coming up?
we got the third Thursday pitch contest Thursday. I got Wednesday. No, I was going to say we'll be here on the podcast Wednesday. But I'm going to be 1,000 Vitality all week. Other than that,
Okay. What about you, Real? What you got
11 to 7.
So shit. Tuesday or tomorrow, I supposed to be getting shit. I got some shit coming so I could do these counters upstairs, and then this backsplash. So I think that's what that shit called, a backsplash. Yeah, that's what it is. They go behind the sink. So I plan on doing the counter and the backsplash hopefully tomorrow, or at least getting everything set up so I can see how these colors go with this paint. I just painted it. And then after I do this, my next step is to get this kitchen floor and bathroom put down. And then shit, slowly but for surely, hopefully I'll be getting some income from up there by this spring.
Wow. Okay. Business is business. I got a new hobby. So I bought me a MIDI controller,
Oh, that's fly.
which is basically a sampler and a keyboard and a drum machine. It's the MP.
You
I
about
got
to
it.
start making beats?
Well, not the beats, not necessarily. I like to play with sound. I like to be creative. I really want to create some musical beds for the show. I listen to a lot of old music,
Yeah.
and I listen to a lot of shit where I just hear loops, and I'll say, man, I would love to have an instrumental of that or a loop that and make a real like a pad, like intro and outro music for the
Yeah,
show,
yeah.
and to be able to really do my own voiceovers for people's commercials when they want to get a sponsorship from us. I want to just expanding my knowledge base of what you do in producing something like this because I don't want it to just always be us sitting here talking on a microphone.
Yeah, yeah.
I wanted to involve a lot of different creative avenues. So I just, I've always dipped and dabbed with music, but I was always the one trying to rap. Like my cousin is a phenomenal producer, a musician, I should say now, and he just was always like, "Kev, I got something for you. Come through." He always had a studio wherever he lived. A couple of my friends, all right, we've done this for a long time, and I never wanted to be a rapper, but I just enjoyed the creative process. So I would love to be able to punch into my studio sometimes and put together, even if it's just clips from old movies, and make kind of like
Yeah, yeah.
different kinds of sound creation, like, and mix and match. So it'll take me a while because I got MPC beats through there. And I'm telling y'all, I was on there on the weekend and I'm like, I don't know what the hell I am doing. But it was still fun to play around with it. Like, oh, I could do the oh. So that's neither here nor there. That's just something I threw in there just because that's my new hobby.
My
And so
lady be using a garage band. She actually be making music and man, putting lyrics to it and all kind of shit with her phone.
my daughter does it with her iPad, and she's made some dope she's made some dope stuff.
Oh,
And
okay,
right,
yeah, yeah.
she's cold with it. Like she learned how to layer her vocals and everything. Like I was tripping, like, girl, you just made this in your room? And she's like, yeah, Dad, I got GarageBand. So yeah, you're right about that. But
They go with it.
yeah, I got it's little, but it's a professional piece of equipment. So I got MPC beats, and I'm just gonna try to just go from there, man. It's just all about knowing better and knowing how to do stuff.
Okay.
You never stop learning, man. You never
Stay
stop learning.
creative. Stay creative.
Yeah, man. 'Cause sometimes, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. That's what my mom used to say to me, right? Like you got to try to keep yourself occupied and stay busy. I don't have a whole lot coming up this week. Now, Wednesday, and I'm crossing my fingers. I don't know if this is actually going to happen, but we are supposed to have an interview with KD. And if you don't know who KD is, he was a rapper who was with Cube and the Lynch Mob back in the days. Came out with one of the dopest albums I ever heard called Ass, Gas, or Cash. No One Rides for Free. And then he just kind of disappeared. And so I've been trying. I usually go on Instagram and try to get some of my favorite rappers to come on, and so we could talk about the music and talk about hip hop now. And it took me a while to get KD. He wasn't even responding. I just think a lot of times people be like, everybody got a podcast now, right? But he said he'll come on Wednesday. We'll see. I'm gonna talk to him tomorrow and say, man, we good. I want to promote it. But if all goes well, then we'll have an interesting conversation with him on Wednesday. But like I said, I'm still of that era, man. That was one of my favorite albums back in the day, and Hidden Corners, and he remade Gigolos Get Lonely 2 and more. Actually had Morris Day on the song. He was on Cube.
No.
Yeah, he was on a couple Cubes albums. They had Make It Smooth, Make It Rough. He was on West Side Connections album. He was on Devin the Dude's album. Some dope shit. It was real dope, dude. I don't know what happened. And if I can get him to talk about it, hopefully, I want him to come on here and be like, fuck you. But I really want to know because dude was tight, man. I carried that. I used to bring that album with me when I came home from school. I'd put that KD in, man. And to bump that the best thing going is pimping and hoeing. That was one of my songs. I was young, man. You can't hold it against me. But other than that, man, I want to wish y'all a good night, man. And I hope y'all, wake up tomorrow. Because Mondays is hard to get up sometimes. Like, damn, weekend over already. Gotta go. That's the only thing you hate about Sunday night is Monday morning. And so usually Tuesday and Wednesday are better because you get to rolling through your week. So I hope everybody has a great week. Let's remember, we need to get out and vote. We need to make our voices heard. We need to be safe in our community, man. And we need to demand more. We need to increase the amount of accountability that we put upon politicians. We need to start having specific asks for what we want. Instead of giving them some kind of elevator pitch or spewing rhetoric at them, we need to start telling them specifically what we want. It's like when we were talking about talking to your woman, telling her, I like this, I don't like that. Your woman talking to you, I like this, I don't like that. We need to start doing that with our politicians and our leaders as well. Because if not, man, Black Milwaukee is headed towards a dark, dark place. And I just don't want to see it happen. And even though a lot of us at the stage we're at, we're in positions where we don't necessarily have to suffer, but I would hate to see any of my people suffer, man. They say, in a world where you could be anything, be a person who gives a fuck. I'm gonna leave it there for tonight, y'all. Peace and love, man. I'll see y'all Wednesday.
Peace.